غرامة يا نشرة غرامة يا نشرة بذهب قوخد خد قلبانو بيدبان خاقشرة بيدبان خاقشرة ما مطن البيت البنيانو غرامة يا نشرة غرامة يا نشرة بذهب قوخد خد قلبانو بيدبان خاقشرة بيدبان شوشون قلبانو كبارا نشري ماني تخص وقلبارك نشري منطفلين من بدر الملكيوتا زغرف لاتا أبقي مرزخوتا بيرقدا بيخلوتا روح راما يا نشرا روح راما يا نشرا بيكدا بالبوخد خد قلبانو بيدباني حاقشرا بيدباني حاقشرا ماما كنا البيقا مد بنيانو
I don't understand. Can it refer to like when he comes back and then will die?
No.
Or
Because it says Jesus died when he was 33 years old. So no. Matt is in the past. He died. So why is Allah saying to him the following ayah? Stay away, ya Muhammad, from idols.
You're supposed to be a follower of Jesus, and you're using words like that.
Well,
And
it's
you
not my
expect people to
words.
believe in this
It's not my words. It's the words of Allah. Are you embarrassed of Allah? All right. Welcome, everybody. We are live, baby. We are live. I hope that my sound is loud, clear. Can you hear me? Test. You can hear me, guys? Give me one, please. All right. The sound is great. Awesome. Sorry for the wait. Forgive me, guys. Pray for my shortcomings. Needed to fix here a couple of things in the background. Forgive me. It's a live stream. Things can... Yeah. Anyway, welcome. It's time, baby. God bless you guys. Everyone. User Dragon Daenerys is with us. Dear sister, how are you? Tony, hello. How are you? Long time no see. You can't hear me? It's you. It's you, Tony. Hey, Tony! Yeah, I want to say, yeah. Protestant believer in the house. How are you, dear brother? God bless you. EMB Maxine, what's up, baby? What's up? God bless you. OT Genesis, how are you, brother? Nice to see you. Brother Phil, can you tell Tony, guys, that it's him need to do something about his connection, maybe, or his settings? Brother Mo, 53, married Aisha, 6. God bless you. Yes, that's true. Nice to see you as well. All of you guys in the chat, let me tell you something. God bless you guys. Brothers and sisters on TikTok, Evil Panda, what's up? Jackie, nice to see you. Cool Guy, what's up? Thor, Russell, all of you guys, welcome. God bless you. Tap the screen, invite more people. We have our account, our main account back. Awesome. Was bananaed for a couple of days, but we have it back again. What's up? Is that Chicago? I'm not sure. Is that Chicago? It looks like Chicago. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Don't play with me with such jokes, Tony. You know, I'm going to ban you, Tony. What's up, Tony? Ah, I'm joking, brother Tony. Not Chicago? Okay, someone's saying it's not Chicago in the background. I don't know which city this is. Just took this background from the internet. From the internet, Rob? Yes, from the internet. Guys, we have a beautiful topic for today. I wanted to do that the other day, but we talked about many other different topics. So I was like, let me bring it up today. How the Quran actually was corrupted by Zayd ibn Thabit. Zayd ibn Thabit, the number one scribe for Muhammad. Zayd ibn Thabit. Okay, Zayd ibn Thabit was commanded by Muhammad to learn Aramaic and Hebrew, and he learned Aramaic and Hebrew just in a matter of days. I have authentic sources that say that he learned, for example, Aramaic and Hebrew just in 17 days. How in the world can you learn two different difficult languages, Semitic languages, two difficult Semitic languages in just 17 days? How is that even possible? But anyway, maybe he was, the Einstein among the early Arabs. How in the world can Zayd learn two different difficult Semitic languages, meaning Hebrew and Aramaic, in just 17 days? But anyway, it happened. Everything, of course, Jazzy, you noticed it, if you can use your brains, as a Muslim, if they allow their brains to function, how is this not a made up report about Zayd ibn Thabit that Muhammad commanded him to learn two different languages, al-Lugha al-Syrianiyya, the Aramaic language, the Syriac Aramaic language, and al-Lugha al-Abraniyya, the Hebrew language, in a matter of days? How is that not made up? But anyway, what is not made up in Islam? The whole religion is fabricated, created by men, Clearly they wanted to create their own Arabic man-made cult because they were envying the Jews and the Christians, right? So, yeah, what can we expect? Of course, they're going to fabricate things to make Islam look very awesome and very beautiful, on how smart the Sahaba and the scribes of Muhammad were, right? That's Zayd ibn Thabit. Right? In 17 days, and the brother Phil is already starting to throw receipts all over the place. It's raining receipts, Rob. Yeah, so what an awesome team that we have, right, guys? Brother Phil, keep an eye on Brother Phil. He always provides links after the live stream in the comments section under this video, under this live stream. And we have many other beautiful admins who are doing hard work, providing the timestamps, like Sister Dragon Daenerys, always working hard. Brother Reverson and the rest of the brothers and sisters. Cannot mention all of your names. You know who you are. So yeah. Awesome. That's the topic of today, the main topic of today, and then we will go to other subtopics to show you how the Quran is nothing but a man-made book and how Islam nothing but a man-made cult. So thank you for being here. Invite more people, guys. Smash the like button. Tappity tap on the screen on TikTok. Yes, we're streaming on multiple platforms today, on TikTok, on YouTube, and soon, if the admins are ready, they will stream also on Discord. We have a beautiful Discord server. If you want to join Discord, guys, for fellowship, and Muslims are welcome to join our Discord server to join us for a discussion as well, if they want to, if they are in the chat, if they think they have what it takes to have a conversation with me, with Rob Christian, that would be awesome, right? Even during the month of Ramadan, في شهر رمضان يا أخي يا عدو الله يا زنديق يا كافر. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Blessed Sunday to all of you. God bless you. Let us first, before we actually start, let us first pray. What do you think, guys? Let's pray first. Let us start with the prayer before we actually move and start with today's topic. Let's pray, guys. باسم الاب والابن والروح القدس اله واحد امين. بشيم اب وبروح القدس حد الله الشرير امين. Let's recite the Lord's Prayer first in Aramaic, Arabic, and last but not least also in the English. أبون بشمايو نثقلاش شموخ تيثي ملكوثوخ نهوي السبيونوخ أي كانوا بشمايو أوف برعو هبلا لحمو تسمقنا يومو بقلان حوبين وحطوهين أي كانوا دو فحنان شباقان الحايوبين لو تعلان سيونو إلو فصولا من بيشو ميتو ضيلو خي ملكوثو حيلو تشبحتو العالم علمين آمين آمين. That's the Aramaic, the way Jesus gave it to his disciples, how they learned it in the Aramaic language. And this is how we recite the Lord's Prayer in Arabic. باسم الاب والابن والروح القدس اله واحد امين. ابانا الذي في السماوات ليتقدس اسمك لياتي ملكوتك لتكن مشيئتك كما في السماء كذلك على الارض. اعطنا خبزنا كفاف يومنا واغفر لنا خطايانا كما نحن نغفر لمن اخطا الينا ولا تدخلنا في تجربه لكن نجنا من الشرير لان لك الملك والقوه والمجد الى الابد الآبدين. Amin. And last but not least, in the English, we say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, three persons, one God whom we worship, we pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, now and ever, unto the ages of ages. Amen. Amen. Welcome everybody. Speaking from Cave, Hira, 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 Hira. We are live. We are back, baby. Let's go. Do you have any, do you have anyone who wants to join? Do you have any Muslim who wants to join? What's with the restrictions, man? What's with the restrictions, man? We have already this effect going on, so that it should not be possible, man. What's going on? Should not be possible, man. I don't know. What can I do more than this, guys? People on TikTok, what can we do more about these restrictions? I mean, we already... You see the effect is going on with these balloons or whatever you want to call them, these blue things there. People told me to use that effect so it will not affect, TikTok. But I don't know. It should not be, Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't figure out this TikTok thing, man. So easy to get you bananaed. And we don't love the TikTok shop too much. A little bit only, not too much. I don't know, man. TikTok, man. It is what it is. Anyway. Zaid ibn Thabit, the scribe of Muhammad, the scribe of Abu Bakr, the scribe of Uthman, who not only collected the Quran, but also supposedly created 5 perfect copies, who were sent to all the important regions, 5 different copies. Uthman then ordered 6 out of the 7 ahruf to be burned to the ground, all the material where the Quran was written on, bones, stone, wood, animal skin. He put it on a huge pile afterwards and burned everything to the ground. And they even went to Hafsa afterwards. They took the copy that Abu Bakr ordered to be compiled, right? That copy, Abu Bakr gave it later to Omar. Omar gave it to his daughter Hafsa. She put it under her pillow. Later, much later, Marwan went and he took that copy of Hafsa after her death, and they shredded and burned it into, they shredded it into pieces and burned that original copy as well. So they don't have anything called original. Yet they don't have anything called original for the Quran. They have been always lying to us, as you noticed. Right? Invite more people, guys. Smash the like button. Invite more people. Come on, guys. Invite more people. I know you can do it. Share the link on social media. Let everybody know that Rob Christian is live. You didn't miss much. We just started. Invite more people, please, so we can have a beautiful live stream together. Yeah. I don't have restrictions anymore, I think, for now. So we'll see. Invite. Smash the like button. Let's do this. The numbers are slowly growing. That's awesome. Invite more people. People on TikTok, we have a better job to do. Use the arrow link. Use the arrow link and invite your friends on your follow list. All right. All right. All right. Zayd ibn Thabit. How did he compile the Quran? Let's see. And did he actually use false testimonies of false witnesses to write the Quran down in the very beginning, right? In the very beginning. What we need to know, guys, what we need to know is that according to the Muslims, supposedly the Sahaba memorized the Quran. That's point number one, okay? We have questions. Sahaba, according to them, memorized the Quran. Then why did Zayd go to one man? Why did Zayd go to one man? And why did he make an exception for this one man called Khuzaymah? Remember the name Khuzaymah is very important during today's live stream. I know it's a mouthful for some people who don't speak Arabic. This one man, Khuzaymah, is a disaster for Islam, for the so-called preservation of the Quran and how it was compiled. Khuzaymah. Zayd disobeyed Allah in chapter 2, ayah 282, because you need at least two testimonies of two different men to make something official in Islam. So Zayd himself, the supposed compiler of the Quran, under the rule of Abu Bakr and under the rule of Uthman, he disobeyed Allah. Zayd ibn Thabit disobeyed Allah in chapter 2, ayah 282. Direct command. And they put the trust in one man's false testimony. Who? Khuzaymah ibn Thabit al-Ansari. That's his full name. Khuzaymah ibn Thabit al-Ansari. They literally a one man's false testimony. And I will going to prove it. Okay. So why did Zayd disobey Allah in chapter 2, ayah 282? Watch. Here is the ayah, chapter 2. So what I need you to do, guys, collect all the sources that we are going to provide for you. Here's the link on for people on YouTube. Admins, copy the link, put it on Discord as well for the people to collect. This is the ayah that we need to go to. Chapter 2, ayah 282. It's a very long ayah, but let us read the most essential part that has everything to do with today's topic. Right? Look, hear this part. And have two, not one, but two of your men to act as witnesses. But if two men are not available, then a man and two women is needed to approve something. So you need testimonies of how many people, guys? How many men? How many men? At least two men. At least two men or one man plus two women if there is not one man available. Because remember, a woman is half of a man in Islam. She's not equal to a man. So at least two men needed. Two men needed. Okay? Two men are needed to have an official testimony. Okay? To have an official, to make things in Islam official. Okay? Two witnesses, two men. I mean, don't take my word for it, Muslims. Take the words of Allah for it. Did you catch it? So you see, if I go back to my explanation here, do you see it? Where we're getting our information from. Okay, you need two men to have something made official. Zayd didn't do it. He went to only one man. Remember, he went only to one man. And this man's testimony is false, and I will prove it soon. Okay? This is very important, guys. We're talking literally about how the Quran was collected and compiled by Zayd ibn Thabit. And he actually corrupted the Quran with his own hands. Remember even Ibn Mas'ud, who Muhammad told the Sahaba to go to. Ibn Mas'ud said, why should I take the Quran from Zayd, yet I already memorized 70 surahs from Rasulullah directly. So is Zayd. He was a young man. He was playing. He was a young boy. So actually, Abu Bakr and Uthman gave the order to the wrong person who corrupted the Quran. Who? Zayd ibn Thabit. And we're going to prove it. Now watch. Oh, what just happened? That was a weird sound. Guys, is the sound still clear? I hope that the sound is clear. Guys, we have not one, not two, but three different ayahs. Not one, not two, but three different ayahs in total that were only found with one man. Who? Khuzaymah. Khuzaymah is a problem, a huge problem for the Muslims. Khuzaymah ibn Thabit al-Ansari. These three different ayahs, as you see on the screen, are only found with him. So when Zayd ibn Thabit went to collect the Quran, he found these three ayahs, chapter 9, 128, chapter 9, 129, and chapter 33, ayah 23, only with one man. He didn't go to other men to, remember, you need two witnesses, two testimonies to become an official witness, an official evidence, right? But he only found these three ayahs with one man. Khuzaymah, point number two, this Khuzaymah was a false witness. Yet the Prophet made him equal to two men. Do you see, guys, what's going on? And I will show you the hadith. Okay? Muhammad used him as a false witness. I'll prove it. And any verse or ayah must be found, as we showed you, with two different men to be added to the Quran. Khuzaymah was only one man, but the three above verses were added to the Quran anyway. So they used a fraud to compile the Quran, to collect the Quran. You're with me, right, guys? This is important. What I'm showing you guys is highly, highly important. This proves that the Quran got corrupted by the early hands of the early Muslims. By the hands of the early Muslims, the Sahaba, the scribes of Muhammad, and the caliphs. Right? Now here comes the proof. Here comes the receipts. Here come the receipts. First hadith that I want to present is Bukhari itself. Sahih al-Bukhari 4986. Sahih al-Bukhari 4986. And who is the narrator? Zayd ibn Thabit himself, the compiler of the Quran. Right? The collector of the Quran himself. Not their books. The Quran is corrupted. Be more specific, postman. The Quran itself is corrupted. That's what we're trying to prove. And actually, we'll succeed. Watch. The story is very long. And it says that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq sent for me. So here, under the rule of Abu Bakr, here we have the first caliph of the Islamic Ummah, the Islamic nation, in the shape of Abu Bakr, the father of Aisha, the baby bride of Muhammad. So here Muhammad is already dead and buried, and even his bones dried up. So Abu Bakr, when he's the first caliph, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq sends for Zayd ibn Thabit. Okay? He sent for me when the people, when the people of Yamama, not your mama, but the people of Yamama, remember there was a battle going on called the Battle of Yamama between Musaylam al-Kadhab, they call him Musaylam al-Kadhab, who also claimed to be a prophet just like Muhammad. So during the rule of Abu Bakr, they were sent to, attack that tribe, the followers of Musaylam al-Kadhab. And you see his name here is already, look, here is his name, Musaylama. Okay. Huge battle going on, and people start to get unalived, derived, left, center from both sides. So the Muslims are getting unalived during that battle, and also the other side as well, right? Abu Bakr then said to me, Omar has come to me and said, casualties were heavy among the Qurra. Qurra, those are the Sahaba supposedly who were not only reading the Quran, but also memorizing ayahs of the Quran, chapters of the Quran, right? So many early Muslims started to get unalived and butchered during the battles. So Abu Bakr started to scratch his head. We need to do something. We need to do something else. We will lose the entire Quran. The Hafiz Muslims, exactly, here, verse. God bless you, brother. So the memorizers of the Quran were dying, and they took the Quran with them into the grave. So Abu Bakr had to do bid'ah. Why bid'ah, Rob? Because Muhammad never commanded them to collect the Quran. Bid'ah. Abu Bakr and Omar did bid'ah. And so did later also Uthman as well. Bid'ah, brother. Remember, when you go against the command of Allah and Muhammad, which they did not do, you're doing bid'ah. So it's a good bid'ah hasana, brother. Good bid'ah, brother. Yeah. So they were willing to go against the commands of Allah and Muhammad, imagine. Yet the Quran says, obey Allah and obey the Rasul. It doesn't say obey Umar. It doesn't say obey Abu Bakr. No, it says obey Allah and obey the Rasul. So we have already a huge sin being committed already. So Muslims who memorized the Quran were dying, where they were being unalived in that battle. Okay, so i.e. the people, those who knew the Quran by heart, so the people who memorized. On the day of the battle of Yamama, again, not your mama, your Yamama. Okay, God bless you, Sister Crazy 3 Ivy. God bless you. Nice to see you here, all of you. And then it says, and I'm afraid that more heavy casualties maybe take place among the Qurra on the battlefield. So Abu Bakr, the Sahaba were terrified. What if we're going to lose the entire Quran soon? Okay, we're going to lose the entire Quran soon if people kept dying and being unalived. You know, there were many battles, whereby a large part of the Quran may be lost. I thought that Allah is going to protect the Quran. What's going on? So Allah needed the help of people like Abu Bakr and Zayd ibn Thabit and Uthman and Omar to keep the Quran intact. So we have a contradiction on itself. Allah literally says He's going to protect the Quran. Where's the protection? Allah needs help? Yeah, Allah needs help. Remember, chapter 47, ayah 7 says, help Allah, then Allah maybe will help you. Therefore, I suggest, not the Prophet, not Muhammad, not Allah, I suggest you, Abu Bakr, so here we have Umar talking to Abu Bakr, you order that the Quran be collected. Do you see, guys, where the first collection starts? During the rule of Abu Bakr. As you noticed, Abu Bakr. That's the first time when the Quran started to be collected. Later, it was collected again. They used the Quran of Hafsa, not Hafsa, the wife of Muhammad, the daughter of Omar, that was under her pillow. They took it. They rewrote it then again in the Qurayshi dialect by changing sometimes. So one, and then during the time of Uthman, supposedly. And they don't have the Quran of Abu Bakr anymore. And they certainly don't have the Quran of Uthman, because that one is lost too. Remember the other day when we did that live show? Imam Malik said the Quran of Uthman is gone. That's what Imam Malik said. We mentioned that in a previous live show as well. All right. So I said to Omar, so here we have Zayd talking. I said to Omar, how can you do something which Allah's apostle did not do? So in other words, bid'ah, i.e. bid'ah. Omar said, by Allah, that's a good project. It's a good bid'ah. Going against Allah and Muhammad is good project. See, Zayd is noticing there's something fishy going on. We should not go against Allah. Allah did not command us in the Quran. Muhammad did not command us in the Sunnah to collect the Quran. Why should we do it? The Prophet did not do it. By Allah. So Umar starts to swear and says it's a good project. So actually it was Omar who did the damage. Halal bid'ah. Omar kept on arguing me to accept this proposal to collect the Quran, because else the Muslims will take the Quran with them in their deaths, right? They are the ones who have memorized it. They will take the Quran with them in their grave. We will lose the Quran, ya akhwan. Ya akhwan, do something about it. Omar said, we will lose the Quran. Brother, bid'ah is good, brother. Yeah. Omar kept whining on arguing me to accept this proposal till Allah opened my chest for it. Finally, he was forced to accept the proposal. To what? To collect the Quran for the very first time and put it in a mushaf. What is a mushaf? A physical copy, right guys? The mushaf that you hold in your hands. That's what we call a mushaf, the physical copy of the Quran. All right. And I began to realize the good in the idea. Good bid'ah, brother. In other words, good bid'ah. We're going to do a good bid'ah. Innovate. We're going to innovate a good bid'ah, brother. Innovation. Bid'ah means innovation, which is haram actually in Islam. But anyway, good haram thing, brother. Good haram. Good haram. Not good halal, good haram. Which Omar had realized. So do you see, guys, Omar had a huge impact. Even during Muhammad's lifetime, but also after Muhammad's death, Omar was always coming up with these things. Actually, guys, we have to slowly realize, we have to conclude that Omar might be the final prophet, or Allah himself, or he is Allah himself. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Either Omar is Allah or he's the final prophet, because he's doing things that Muhammad did not order to do and Allah did not order to do. Then Abu Bakr said to me, you are a wise young man. So this is talking about Zayd ibn Thabit. Zayd ibn Thabit. You, Zayd, you are a very smart young man and you are going to do what nobody else did. What is that? Collect the Quran for the very first time and put it in one mushaf, one physical copy. Okay, you are a wise young man, and we do not have any suspicion about you, ya Zayd ibn Thabit. You learned the Hebrew and the Aramaic languages in just 17 days. In a matter of 17, you are a genius. You're Einstein, brother. You're Einstein, ya Zayd. Do something.
Emotional, damn it.
Unbelievable. Any Muslim? Is there any Muslim who wants to come up? Do we have Muslims? Invite more people, guys. Tap the screen. Tap that like button, but use a siwak, brother. Siwak. Dirgan. On the like button and the screen, guys. You're a genius, brother. Yeah. And you were also a scribe. You used to write the divine inspiration for Allah's messenger. So you're the best guy for the job. So you should search for the fragmentary scripts, that you can find on bones. Remember, the Quran used to be written on, let's say, big shoulder bones or hip bones, even animal skin, even wood, stones. You get the idea, right, guys? Where they used to write the Quran on. So, guys, if we go to the house of Hafsa again, because that's where the Quran then, after it was compiled, it went back to, they gave it to Hafsa. So what we know is that in the house, for example, of Aisha, in the house of Hafsa, the wives of the Prophet, these ayahs were written on stones. So that's where you could find the stones, the wood, the bones, etc. Right? In the houses of the Prophet's wife. Remember, Aisha had her own personal Quran, where written on animal skin, sometimes on bones, shoulder bones, of animals, dead animals. You get the idea, right? On wood. So that's how the Quran was written on, not in a complete physical copy. Remember? We're talking about a physical copy. That's the final copy of Abu Bakr, supposedly, during the time of Abu Bakr. So you should search for the fragmentary scripts of the Quran and collect it in one book. So that's when the very first collecting of the Quran happened. When? During the time of Abu Bakr. After the death of Muhammad, which is bid'ah. Aywa. By Allah, so they keep swearing. By Allah, if they had ordered me to shift one of the mountains, it would not have been heavier for me than this ordering me to collect the Quran. So guys, according to Zayd, he was giving an impossible task. So it is easier to shift mountains than collect the Quran. It's a huge task and you will fail. That's why. Thank you for the donation, Postman 214. For the $50 donation for the ministry. We will spend it wisely for the ministry, brother. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. $50 donation. God bless. Look, so by Allah, if they had ordered me to shift one of the mountains, that would have been easier for Zayd ibn Thabit because he was given an impossible task, a mission impossible, Camel edition. Yeah. Then I said to Abu Bakr, so Zayd said, I said to Abu Bakr, how will you do something? Again, here comes the bid'ah of Abu Bakr and Umar. How will you do something, Ya Abu Bakr, which Allah's messenger, which Muhammad did not do? Are you going to do bid'ah? Bid'ah much? Bid'ah, brother, haram, brother, haram. Bid'ah is haram, brother. We're going to do bid'ah. Like haram, ya akhi. Like يخرب بيتك. Like يخرب بيتك يا أبو بكر. يخرب بيتك يا عمر. We're going to do something which Muhammad did not do. That's bid'ah. That's sin. We're going to sin. Yes. أيوة. Good bid'ah, brother. Halal bid'ah, brother. Anyway, Abu Bakr replied, by Allah, it's a good project. Just like Umar, Abu Bakr repeats the same sentence. What memorization? What shish kebab? What falafel? Exactly. If the Quran was truly memorized and would have been intact, it should not have collected in the first place, right, guys? So the whole memorization thing is a big fat joke. It's a big fat joke. So which proves that the Sahaba did not memorize the entire Quran, because if the Sahaba would have memorized the entire Quran, the Quran should have not been collected in the first place. So we have memorized the Quran. Thousands upon thousands of people have memorized the entire Quran. It's a big fat lie, a big fat joke, a lie from hell. Muslims are a bunch of liars, and you're seeing it in front of your eyes, guys. The proof is on the screen. Else, why do you need to collect the Quran, which Muhammad did not do, which Allah did not order to do? Okay. Abu Bakr kept on urging me to accept this idea until Allah opened my chest. Again, blah, 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 and more blah, blah, blah. And here comes the most essential part, guys. So when he started to collect the Quran, right, from wood, palm stalks, from wood, because they used to write the Quran on wood, on stones, you get the idea. And he also went to some people who have memorized a couple of ayahs. You see, guys, the Quran was not memorized by everyone. No. Till I, Zayd, pay attention, this is the essential part, till I found the last verse of Surah At-Tawbah, which was even called the Surah of Repentance. They changed the name of the Surah. Till I found the last verse of Surah At-Tawbah with Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari. That's him. Remember Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari? Him. That's him. Okay? And I did not find it with anybody other than him. Right? And what are we talking about? Chapter 9, 128 and 129. Two verses. We're talking about two different verses, two different ayahs, namely chapter 9, 128 and 129. We're talking about two verses that were only found with Khuzaymah al-Ansari himself. Right? Remember? Two different verses found with only one man, Khuzaymah. Remember, if I go back, you see, guys, when I create this stuff for you, I'm not lying. We get it from the Islamic books. So 2 different ayahs, and we're going to soon also add this one on top of it. 3 different ayahs found with only one man and one man only, namely Khuzaymah ibn Thabit al-Ansari himself. And now we're going to prove that he's also a false witness. Remember, you need 2 different men according to the Quran. Chapter 2, ayah 282. You need 2 men, testimony of 2 men to make something official to be used as an evidence in Islam. Yet Zayd did not go to 2 men. He went to one guy who has bear full witness. He was bear full witness. Watch. Here is another hadith. Look, here is the hadith where we can conclude that Khuzaymah bore full witness, false witness, false witness, false witness. We're going to prove it, that he is a false Khuzaymah himself. A fraud. He's a fraud. A fraud. Okay? Watch. You're with me, guys, right? I want you to take notes, guys. And please focus. Don't allow any Muslim to distract you in the chat. Invite more people, guys. Invite more people. People on TikTok. You need to invite more people, man. Come on. Share the link. Tap the screen. Invite more people. Use the arrow key. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Tap the screen. Smash the like button. Guys, try to convince me that my social media accounts are not under heavy fire. Try to convince me that I'm not shadow banned. Try to convince me that I'm not shadow banned. Yeah. Anyway. You're with me, guys? All right. Now watch this. Now we are going to prove that Khuzaymah is a false witness, a fraud. Look. According to this hadith that is authentic, not da'if, we don't use da'if, sahih. Sahih hadith. According to this authentic, sahih, sound narration, we go up, we read the following in this authentic hadith. Let's read. The Prophet bought a horse from a Bedouin. So guys, Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, bought a horse. It's all about the horsey. Horsey. Durgan, durgan, durgan. Muhammad bought a horse from a Bedouin. From an Arab Bedouin. Okay. The Prophet took him with him. To pay him the price of the horse. Okay. To give him the money for the horse. The Messenger of Allah walked quickly and the Bedouin walked slowly. The people stopped the Bedouin and began to bargain with him for the horse, and they did not know the Prophet. So Muhammad was not very known at that time, and they didn't know that Muhammad bought it. They did not know that the Prophet bought it. Okay? So there was a conflict going on. Did he buy it? Did he not buy it? So we need a witness. We need a witness who saw the buying happening. We need a witness. Again, witness, eyewitness needed, brother. Witness needed. Please, someone call 911. There is a conflict going on between Muhammad and this Bedouin. Okay? Bedouin says, no, you did not buy it. You didn't pay me money. The Prophet says, yes, I bought it with money. Then look, so Muhammad is being called a fraud, a liar. You claim to be a prophet, yet you didn't give me money. Aywa. So the Bedouin called the Messenger of Allah saying, if you want this horse, then buy it. Give me money. You didn't give me money. Otherwise, I shall sell it to someone else. Do you see it, guys? No money. Muhammad did not give money. So we need an eyewitness to fix this disaster. We need an eyewitness, ya akhwan. Eyewitness needed. Aywa. The eyewitness is needed. The Prophet stopped. Muhammad stopped when he heard the call of the Bedouin and said, have I not bought it from you, you liar? So they're calling each other liars, right? Muhammad and the Bedouin are calling each other liars. You didn't give me money. Yes, I did give you money. Ah. Oof, 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 oof. Oof, 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 oof. Who's lying? Who's truthful? Let's see. The Bedouin said, I swear by Allah. You see, guys, he's swearing. So the seller, in this case, the Bedouin, said, I swear by Allah, I have not sold it to you. In other words, you didn't give me money. The Prophet said, yes, I have bought it from you. Yes, I did give you money. The Bedouins began to say, bring then a witness, Ya Muhammad, if you're truthful. Bring a witness. Now let's see if Muhammad will bring a true witness or a fraud. Watch this. Bring a witness. The Bedouin said, bring your witness. Khuzaymah ibn Thabit then said, I bear witness that you have bought it. Now watch this. Let's see if this is a false witness, a fraud, a false testimony. Let's see. Let's see. The Prophet turned to Khuzaymah and said, on what grounds do you bear witness? This is important. This is the essential part, guys. Watch. On what ground do you bear witness, Ya Khuzaymah? Remember, the man of the hour is Khuzaymah, right? He is the guy that we need as witness. He said, so Khuzaymah said, by considering you trustworthy, messenger of Allah. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Emotional damage.
Wait.
Emotional damage.
So Khuzaymah did not see it with his eyes. He did not see that Muhammad bought it with money. He only said, you're trustworthy, Ya Muhammad. That's why I am an eyewitness. By only saying, I believe in you, Muhammad. Guys, you're with me, right? You are getting it, right? He said, I believe you, Momo. That's why I'm an eyewitness. Wait, what? Wait, what? Muslims, is this how eyewitnesses work in Islam? So you can now, as we speak, guys, let's say there's a guy who steals money from me. He stole $100 bill from me. From who? From Rob Christian. I am saying, you stole money from me. You stole that $100 from me. The guy says, no, I did not steal from you, Rob Christian. So he goes outside, finds a man who never saw anything, and he brings him back and he says, this is my eyewitness. Wait, what? But the guy did not see anything. He did not hear anything. Yes, he believes in me. That's why he's an eyewitness. Wait, what? So Muhammad brought a liar, a fraud, who is supposedly a witness with a false testimony, yet he never was there to begin with. He only says, I'm an eyewitness because I believe in the Prophet. Wait, what? How is that an eyewitness? This is a fraud. Scam. So Momo brought a scammer, a fraud just like him. So Momo is a fraud, and he brought another fraud to help him. So where's the witness? So if we go back to my slide, Zayd used someone who bore a false testimony. So how is this guy to be trusted, this Khuzaymah? He cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted. Remember, 3 ayahs, 1, 2, 3 ayahs are only found with this guy, this man, this Khuzaymah, who bore a full witness, who was a full witness, a fraud. Yet Muhammad made him equal to 2 men. Watch. So if we go back to the hadith, watch what happens next. If we continue reading, look. So, no eyewitness, no nothing. On what grounds do you bear witness, Ya Khuzaymah? Muhammad said. Khuzaymah said, by considering you trustworthy, O Messenger of Allah. Then look at the fraud. Look at the comedy, guys. Look at the comedy. Then Momo made the witness of Khuzaymah equivalent to the witness of two men, two people. Hold on. This is a game. This is fraudulent. This cannot be happening. This is a fraud. So Muhammad took a fraud and he made him equal to two men. Equivalent of the witness of two men. Do you see, guys, how the Quran is being compiled? By using someone's false testimony, a man who is nothing but a fraud. So Zayd, in other words, guys, Zayd ibn Thabit, the collector of the Quran, the scribe, the collector of the Quran, used a fraud to compile the Quran. To collect and compile the Quran. In the shape of Khuzaymah al-Ansari. This guy here. This is the fraud. This is the fraud. Do you see him? Khuzaymah is a fraud. How many people know this? How many Muslims know this? That their Quran, at least 3 different ayahs are borrowed from a fraud. Only one man. Remember, you need 2 people to become an official testimony, an official witness. 2, not 1. Do you see what a kind of fraud Muhammad was? He used him without being a witness to begin with. Imagine, guys, if you go to a shop. Okay? Guys, here's what happened. You go to a shop, you go to a bakery, you go to a candy store. Let's say that it's a candy store. Okay? You go to the candy store. You take a candy, you walk outside without paying it, and the shop owner comes and he runs after you, he grabs you by your throat, and he says to you, you did not pay for that candy. Yes, I did pay for the candy. No, I even have you on video. I even have you on videotape that you did not buy it. You took it and you walked outside the door. Yes, I did buy it. Where's your eyewitness? Well, let me get someone from the streets, from outside, bring him with me and be an eyewitness. Wait, what? Yeah, because he believes in me. He's my friend. Unbelievable. So any person from outside can be an eyewitness who never saw it happen, who never saw you paying the dollar bill with the official money. Wait, what? يخرب بيتك يا رسول الله, يخرب بيتك يا خزيمة, يخرب بيتك يا Abu Bakr, and يخرب بيتك يا Umar for bringing this mess. This is, guys, this is how the Quran was compiled and collected. By using false testimonies of false fraud men. False testimony used by a fraud. In this case, Khuzaymah al-Ansari, a fraud. And Muhammad is even a bigger fraud for using him and making him even equal to 2 men. How can you make him equal to 2 men? So the Quran is compiled by, trust me, bro. That's how the Quran is compiled. They compiled the Quran, they collected the Quran by using someone who said, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Wait, what? Trust me? This is the religion of trust me, bro. Using a fraud, using false testimony to collect and compile the Quran. Brother, now here is more. Watch. In Sahih al-Bukhari, you see, guys, I'm using Sahih al-Bukhari against Islam. In Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 4988, we find the following. Zayd himself, the fraud. All of them are frauds, guys. All of them are fraud. Because if you're going to use someone's false testimony, you're a fraud too. Okay? Zayd ibn Thabit added a verse from Surah Al-Ahzab, which is chapter what? 33. Surah Al-Ahzab is chapter 33, right, guys? This is Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 33. was missed by me when we copied the Quran. So guys, Zayd ibn Thabit forgot to put the ayah, the missing ayah in Surah Al-Ahzab, which is chapter 33 in today's Quran. Okay? So he forgot to include a missing ayah here, Surah Al-Ahzab. And I used to hear Allah's Messenger reciting it. So we searched for it and we found it only with one guy again, the same Khuzaymah ibn Thabit al-Ansari. And here is even the verse. Which verse? Chapter 33, ayah 23. Among the believers are men who have been true in their covenant with Allah. So guys, again, they found this verse with the fraud himself again, with one guy. They didn't use two people. Remember, the condition is you need two people, two testimonies. Again, if I go back to my illustration, one verse. Notice, two verses. And verse number 3 were found only with the one man, the fraud himself, who bore a false witness. Yet the Prophet made him equal to two men. The Quran is created by men who are frauds and collected and compiled by people who are frauds. False testimonies, false eyewitnesses. What did we just do, guys? We just proved that the Quran is man-made. Created and compiled and collected from fraudulent people. Fake eyewitnesses. Any Muslim who would dare to come up? Is there any Muslim who wants to come up? Exactly, brother stranger. That's another good input there, right there. Just as Muhammad was made equal to 30 men in strength, while the Sahaba were peeping, how Muhammad used to give it hard to his wives and his sex slaves. The Prophet, brother, was a horsey, in bed. Adrian! The Rocky Balboa in bed. That's what the Prophet was, guys. Why? I mean, when you're going to say that, did you see Muhammad effing his wives like 30 men? Yes, the Prophet was a horsey, brother. Horsey. It was like a stallion, Italian stallion, brother. Rocky Balboa. Unbelievable, this cult, man. Everything is fabricated, as you noticed. The entire religion is fabricated based on fabrications using frauds and scammers. And we just proved it. Did you catch it? So guys, what did we just learn? According to the Quran, you need two men. Oh, forgive me. According to the Quran, you need two men. Two men to act as witnesses. Two of them, not one, two. And if you can't find two men, you need at least one man and two women. If not available, then a man and two women must be needed for you to approve something in Islam, to make something official. Did Zayd use two men? No, he used a fraud. Just one man who was a fraud to collect the Quran. A known fraud. Okay? A biased non-eyewitness. Remember. Remember. Two eyewitnesses. No, we had only here one eyewitness. Not even a one eyewitness, a fraud, a false witness, which Muhammad made equal to two men, which proves, again, that the following ayahs, chapter 9, we go to the ayahs now, all the way down. This ayah on the screen, ayah 128, should have never been in the Quran to begin with, because Zayd ibn Thabit got it from Khuzaymah, the fraud. And the next ayah in the bottom, the last ayah, should have also not been in the Quran as well. So the last two ayahs in chapter 9 should have never been inside the Quran. So we can safely say that we have corruption going on. Two of them in chapter 9. Chapter 9, ayah 128 and chapter 129, both of them are from the fraud. Okay, who? From Khuzaymah. One man. These two ayahs are from one man only who is a fraud. A big fat fraud. Who? Khuzaymah al-Ansari. He's a fraud. And we proved it. So the Quran got corrupted. Exactly. The Quran got corrupted. And the last ayah, chapter 33. Okay, chapter 33. What was the ayah again? Chapter 33, ayah 23. Chapter 33, ayah 23. This ayah should have not also been added to the Quran. This one as well. So the Quran became corrupted. Corruption. Is there any Muslim? Big Daddy, no. Don't lie, brother. You're lying now. Don't do that. No. Aisha was not even born. Aisha was not even born. What are you talking about, bro? Come on. We can't, if you claim to be a Christian, you need to be careful. Okay? Muslims will spank you if you debate them like that. You can't just talk without any knowledge. You're talking out of your ass. And I'll say it as it is. Even if you're a Christian and you lie like that, we will bust you. No. I don't want you to think Big Daddy. Big Daddy, listen, brother. If you claim to be a Christian, advice from a Christian to a Christian, don't think if you don't know. You're not a Muslim, are you? If you're a Muslim, that's a different story. Then continue lying. But if you claim to be a Christian, I will not allow you to get away with lies. We're Christians. We cannot give people half truth. Either is the full truth or not. You see, guys, I don't speak without knowledge, and I don't speak without the receipts in front of you on the screen. So be careful, man. I'm trying to help here, okay? Don't take my word for it. Don't take my advice if you're too prideful. If you're too prideful, continue what you're doing. All right. Here is more. Here is more. In the following book, and let me give you the link. I want you just to be careful, guys. Come on. Don't talk if you don't know. Big Daddy, come on, bro. You can't do this. Anyway, in Al-Mustadrak ala Sahihain, Volume 3 by Al-Hakim al-Naysaburi. Okay, Volume 3, Al-Hakim al-Naysaburi. Al-Hakim al-Naysaburi. Page 189. Page 189. We have Hadith 3607. Let me go up. Hadith 3, that's the number, 3607. 3607. That's the hadith number. Okay. From Ubay bin Ka'b, we have another famous companion, Ubay bin Ka'b. He said, Surah Al-Ahzab, the same chapter, guys. The same chapter where Zayd ibn Thabit corrupted that chapter in. That same chapter, chapter 33, ayah 23, remember? Taken from a false witness, a fraud. Same chapter. This is chapter 33 again. Surah Al-Ahzab is what? Chapter 33. Okay? From chapter 33, okay? Surah Al-Ahzab was long. He said, Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 33, was long as Surah Al-Baqarah. And in it was the verse, if a man and a woman commit adultery, then stone them both. So guys, what happens is, we know where the ayah of stoning, remember the ayah of stoning and adult breastfeeding went missing. And the goat of Aisha ate it. And Ubay knows where the ayah was. It was in chapter 33. So guys, when the Quran was eaten by the goat of Aisha, the goat of Aisha, it went literally to the chapter, flipped the pages of the Quran, And 8, the ayah of adult breastfeeding and stoning inside chapter 33. You see it? The goat lips. So, what is going on, Rob? What are you telling us in this authentic hadith? The hadith is sahih. هذا hadith sahih al-isnad. Chain of narration is authentic. Sahih. Okay, sahih. What I'm saying is this. If we open the Quran, let me open another tab for you guys. If we open the Quran, 2 tabs, and we go to chapter 33, and we're going to go to chapter 2. Chapter 33 and chapter 2, and we're going to compare. If we start from the all the way up, chapter 33, and we go all the way down, how many ayahs are there, guys, in total? How many ayahs are in total in chapter 33? Anyone? It's on the screen. What's the last ayah? What's the last ayah? 73. Remember? 73. According to Ubay ibn Ka'b, Surah Al-Ahzab was as long as Surah Al-Baqarah. Remember the number 73. Now we go back to chapter 2. We scroll all the way down. What's the total number of ayahs? 286. If we do a calculation, 286 minus 73, we get the number 213. So in other words, 213 missing ayahs in chapter 33. So Ubay just said, in other words, there are 213 ayahs missing. Missing from chapter 33, right? 213 ayahs missing. Man, the goat ate a lot of ayahs. If.
Emotional damage.
That goat ate a lot of ayahs. What happened to the ayahs? Allahu Alam. 213 ayahs eaten by the goat of Aisha. يخرب بيتك يا goat. يا داجن. يا داجن. Are you that hungry, bro? The goat was starving. Exactly. The goat of Aisha was starving. 213 ayahs went missing. Where are they? Allahu Alam. Again, according to Ubay bin Ka'b, Ubay bin Ka'b said, Surah Al-Ahzab was as long as Surah Al-Baqarah. And also the ayah of stoning was in it. But 213 ayahs are now missing because, again, if we compare Surah Al-Baqarah with Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 33, Surah Al-Ahzab is only 73 ayahs. Right? Surah Al-Ahzab is only 73 ayahs long today, but Surah Al-Baqarah has 286 ayahs. So 286 minus 73, we get 213 ayahs that are missing. Right? Exactly. Where are the ayahs? Maybe someone can find the goat and, we, give some, put some medicine in the stomach of that goat. Maybe the goat will poop it out. And maybe we'll find the 213 ayahs missing. Find the goat. Find that goat, man. Muslims, you have homework to do. You have one job. You got one job. Find the goat with the missing 213 ayahs missing. Unbelievable. Find that goat. And it's not only in this authentic hadith in this book. Remember, here's the book one more time. Not only in this book on page 189, but also in this authentic hadith, but also in the following book as well. Look. In Sahih ibn Hibban, in the famous Sahih collection of hadith by Ibn Hibban. Many people maybe never heard of this book before, but this is very, 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 very famous collection of hadith, just like Bukhari, just like Sahih Muslim, just like Sunnah, a very famous collection of hadith called Sahih Ibn Hibban, volume 10. And here is the link. You see, we got the receipts, bruh. We got the receipts, bruh. We got the receipts, bruh. We don't speak without proof. And I advise any Christian to not speak if he doesn't have proof, because Muslims will spank you. Okay? You can't talk about religion without providing proof, guys. Come on, we're Christians. Sahih Ibn Hibban, volume 10, page 274, 73 to 74, and specifically 74. Continue, okay? 74. We have a hadith that is authentic. And Imam al-Dhahabi has agreed that it's authentic. The student of Ibn Taymiyyah said it's authentic. Imam al-Dhahabi himself, okay? Imam al-Dhahabi said it's authentic. Dhahabi said it's authentic. Sahih. Okay. All right. We scroll up, we find this hadith. And here is my English translation for it. Look, I always provide English translation. Well, at least I try, okay? At least I try. I scroll down, look. Here is the part. Here is the hadith that is authentic. And here is my translation, okay? Here is my translation. Watch. Again, we said that the hadith is sahih. Let's read. The same Ubay bin Ka'b. What did Ubay ibn Ka'b said? What did he say, Rob? Ubay bin Ka'b said, how long, so he's questioning another person, how long is Surah Al-Ahzab? How long is chapter 33? I said, so the guy that he is asking, he said, I said 73 verses. Ubay bin Ka'b said, by Allah, he's swearing. Now he's going to swear. In this hadith, he's swearing. By Allah. And I swear it was long. It was as long as Surah Al-Baqarah. And we found in it Surah Al-Rajm, i.e. the eye of stoning. We need the goat. The goat ate it. The goat ate exactly 213 ayahs. 200, i.e., in other words, 213 ayahs went missing. And they're still missing until this day. What happened to them? Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam. Right, Muslims? That's your final answer, right? Allah knows breasts, brother. Allah knows breasts. 213 ayahs went missing? Yes. Unbelievable. And the hadith is very authentic, and Imam al-Dhahabi agreed on the authenticity of the hadith. Right? Any Muslim? How many ayahs are in Surah Al-Ahzab? How many ayahs are in Surah Al-Ahzab? قال أبي قال قلت 73 آية. قال أبي. But that's not true. والذي يحلف به إن كانت لتعدل سورة البقرة ولقد قرأنا فيها آية الرجم. And we used to even read inside Surah Al-Ahzab the ayah of stoning. Do you see it? As long, this is the essential part of Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2 of the Quran. So, can any Muslim come up and tell us where the 213 ayahs, where they are? Because they are missing. 213 ayahs are missing. Guys, I find it strange that there are so many prideful people in the chat who think that they know it all. You need to take a step back and learn how to listen first, because you're not only causing yourself to stumble, but you're going to cause others to stumble as well if you're too prideful. Okay? Be careful when you say something in public, because it can be used against you in the court of law one day. Okay? You can't be talking without any proof, guys. You need to be careful. Don't if you don't want to take my advice, one day you'll fall on your head, just like Muhammad fall on his head, buttocks up, for the Qawm al-Zut to enjoy him all night long. Okay? At least Abdullah ibn Mas'ud listened and he stayed in the circle. Stay in the circle, brother. Right? Stay in the circle. Muhammad didn't listen to his own advice. Right? And he was ridden by Qawm al-Zut. Dirgin, ya Rasulullah. So, yes, over and over we can see that the Quran is corrupted, missing ayahs, and we can do this literally all day long. Any Muslim? Sit in the circle, but stay in the circle. Any Muslim? Is there any Muslim? Is there any Muslim? If you disagree, you can come up. If you disagree, Muslims, you can come up. If according to you we lied about something, you disagree with something, you are very welcome to come up. Did we lie about anything, Muslims? Be honest. I know you're listening. I know you're watching. Where are the Muslims, brother? Where are the Muslims? Any Muslim? Imagine, guys, using false eyewitnesses, bro. Using false eyewitnesses. 213 eyes went missing. 3 eyes are from one man who is a fraud, false eyewitness. And according to the Quran, you need at least 2 men to make something official. Zayd ibn Thabit did not do that. And not only that, the entire project was nothing but bid'ah. So Abu Bakr did bid'ah, Umar did bid'ah, and Zayd ibn Thabit did bid'ah. Right? So in other words, guys, Zayd ibn Thabit literally destroyed the Quran. He completely destroyed the Quran. And remember, he said, "What, Abu Bakr, ya Umar, you're giving me a project which is collecting the Quran, compiling it, yet it's easier to shift a mountain than to collect the Quran." And he was right. That's why he failed. So what can we conclude, guys? Zayd ibn Thabit failed. Conclusion is, Zayd ibn Thabit failed his project, his mission. The bid'ah that they wanted to do became a big failure. Any Muslim? We have a tough crowd today, huh? Tough crowd. Tough crowd. And nobody's sharing the link. Nobody's inviting anyone. This is why we have small numbers today. I was about to say false numbers, like Khuzaymah al-Ansari. No. Small number, because Christians clearly are not sharing the link on social media. You're suspecting me to do all the sharing myself. Rob, you need to share your own link, okay? On your own social media platforms. Forget about us. We like to stay lazy because we are kuffar. And remember, kuffar, Christians, they are very lazy people. Okay, they rather listen. I don't want to lift a finger. I'll give you a bid'ah, Christians. Share the link. Smash the like button. Bid'ah, brother. Halal bid'ah. But brother Rob Christian, Jesus did not command us to smash the like button. It's bid'ah to smash the like button, Rob. Brother Rob Christian, there was no like button in the time of Jesus and the disciples. So we're not going to do bid'ah as Christians. I feel you though. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guys, did you know that Ubay bin Ka'b was in doubt? Did you know that Muhammad, when he came supposedly with the 7 ahruf, did you know that the same Ubay bin Ka'b that we just read from earlier, this Ubay bin Ka'b who said that there are 213 ayahs missing from Surah Al-Ahzab, he was in doubt. Did you know that? Let me show you. Ubay bin Ka'b doubting Islam and Muhammad, yes. Again, this same companion, the famous companion, Ubay bin Ka'b, he doubted Muhammad. Did you know that? He had doubt about Momo and Islam. Imagine the famous companion himself, Ubay bin Ka'b. He had doubt about Muhammad and Islam. يخرب بيتك يا Ubay bin Ka'b. Exactly. Rob, can you prove it that he was in doubt? Yes. Imagine, guys, if the early Muslims were in doubt and they were becoming apostates, what about today's Muslims who are leaving Islam? Watch. Don't take my word for it. It is the proof. This is about the supposedly Quran revealed in 7 ahruf. Guys, we did a beautiful live show the other day about the qira'at and the ahruf, right? So if you're interested to go watch it, it's under the tab live, okay, on my YouTube channel. If you go to the live section, the live tab, you'll find that awesome live stream that we did about the qira'at and the ahruf. So let's read this hadith, guys. You ready, everybody? This is very, very important hadith where you see that the Sahaba were in doubt. Watch. In Sahih Muslim, hadith number 820a. And here is the link. Let me give you the link. Very important hadith, guys. I see that the reverser also provided the link. That's awesome. Thank you, brother reverse, and thank you, admins. God bless you. Guys, keep our admins in your prayers, please. And if it's not so much us, also keep me in your prayers. Pray for our shortcomings, please. We need you in our prayers. We need you in your prayers. Forgive me. Any Muslim? Hello, Daniel. What's up, Daniel? God bless you, man. Nice to see you. Welcome. Ubay bin Ka'b. Who? The same guy, Ubay bin Ka'b. Do you see him? Yo, it's him. Rob, it's him. Yes, it's him. Ubay. Look, Ubay bin Ka'b says, and I quote, I was in the mosque when a man entered and prayed and recited the Quran. Muslims don't corrupt the Quran. Quran? What is Quran? Quran. Guys, the people behind Sunnah.com, they don't know how to write the Quran in English. I think you should write the Quran like this, officially. Quran. Like this. They are writing it as Quran. What's a Quran? I want to learn, Muslims. People on Sunnah.com, what's a Quran? Quran? Yeah, Quran. Anyway. Typo, Rob. Typo. Anyway, typo. Okay. In a style that which I objected. So, guys, Ubay, in other words, what's happening here, Rob? Ubay heard someone else reciting the Quran in a different way in Arabic. We're talking about Arabic, not English. In a different way than he learned it from Momo. This is Ubay talking. He heard the Quran in a different way, in a different style, supposedly, than the other companion of Muhammad. right? So this happened inside the mosque. The other man was reciting Quran totally different than Ubay learned it from Muhammad. Watch this. And this has nothing to do with dialects, as you notice. Exactly reversing. Pay attention when a Muslim lies and he says, only the dialect. No, it has nothing to do with dialects. This is literally the Arabic of the Quraysh. So Ubay hearing another companion reciting the Quran inside the mosque differently. It has nothing to do with dialects. Dialects are not the issue, as you noticed. Dialects, guys, the dialect lie is a big fat lie. When they bring up dialects, big fat lie. Okay? Different Qurans. It's simply different Quran. That's it. When they talk about dialects, they are lying. Never accept any lie from a Muslim when he says, only the dialects are wrong. Tomato, tomato. No, it has nothing to do with tomato and tomato. Potato, potato. No, it has nothing to do with that. Okay? Nothing to do with dialect. Okay. Now that we have established that, different Quran. When we finished the prayer, the man who was reciting the Quran differently, when he finished the prayer, we all went to Muhammad, and said to him, this man recited the Quran differently, and I objected. Ya Rasulullah, should we unalive him, in other words? They were about to, fight, come to blows, clearly. And the other entered and recited in a different way from that of his companion. Now pay attention what is going to happen now next. Momo asked them to recite. Clearly Muhammad doesn't know the Quran. Else why is he asking him to recite? But anyway, he asked him to recite, and so they recited. Momo asked them to recite, so they recited. And then Momo expressed approval. So he said, yes, that's the correct way to recite it. Right? And there occurred in my mind a sort of denial. So Ubay thought to himself, there's something fishy going on. There's something wrong going on. There's something fishy. How is this possible? Ubay said to himself, right? Ubay said, there's something fishy going on. You, Muhammad, claim that you're receiving wahi. You're receiving wahi from Jibreel. Jibreel is coming to you and you're getting Quran. Are you saying that Jibreel came to recite it in A, B, C, D? You get the idea? So, Ubay ibn Ka'b started to doubt about Muhammad being a true prophet, about Muhammad's message. Right? You're getting it, right, guys? He's in doubt. So he started to doubt. Shak came into his heart. Shak, doubt, denial crawled inside his heart about Muhammad. And he started to scratch his head. How is Muhammad a real prophet? And that kind of doubt did not occur to him even until, if you go back to the days of ignorance. So he's saying, I did not doubt. So Ubay is saying to himself, I did not have this shakta. I did not have this doubt till the days of al-Jahiliyyah about Muhammad. Because remember, in the beginning, they did not believe Muhammad, right? In the beginning, they did not accept him as a prophet. But when he came back with the sword, things changed, right? When Muhammad became violent. As long Muhammad was in Mecca for the first 12 years, between the year 610 all the way to 612, right? People did not accept him. Only a small number of people, around 70 to 100 maximum. But when Muhammad went to Medina and he bought himself an army with the wealth and money of Khadija, and he started to even rob caravans, he became a caravan robber, he got himself an army and he went back to Mecca to conquer it, things changed. Convert or else. Remember? Or else you'll get the sword on your neck. That's how Islam started to grow, not because Muhammad was a true prophet. They knew, guys. They knew this guy's a fraud. And he even failed the 3 questions, remember? The 3 questions that they fired at him. And Muhammad said, I forgot to say, inshallah, come tomorrow, come back tomorrow. And then they kept coming and coming and coming back. And for 15 days, no wahi. Muhammad needed time to buy himself some time, right? To cook up answers. Yeah, and he still failed the 3 questions, remember? We did a live show also about that one recently, right? So guys, Ubay himself started to doubt Muhammad. How can the other companions who speak the same Arabic as I do recite the Quran differently? Different meaning, contradictions. Aywa. When Momo saw how I was doubting, how I was affected with doubt, he struck my chest. So Muhammad laid his hand on him. Let me lay my hand on you, bro. So he struck him on his chest. Box. Box on your chest. Box on your chest, brother. So Muhammad literally punched the man in his chest. Why are you in doubt? Whereupon I broke into sweating. So the guy started to sweat and felt as though I were looking at Muhammad with fear. He started to fear for his life. Ubay feared for his life. Remember, Muhammad was violent. Maybe he would ask Umar to cut off his head, right? He feared for his life. He started to sweat. Do you see how the early Muslims describes and the Sahaba, like Ubay bin Ka'b? Remember, Muhammad said, go to Ubay bin Ka'b, go to Ibn Mas'ud to learn the recitation of the Quran. This is the same Ubay. This is the same Ubay who said that 213 ayahs are missing, right, from the Quran. This is the same Ubay. And this same Ubay doubted Muhammad until Muhammad laid hands on him. The guy started to, fear for his life, clearly. He was looking at Muhammad in fear. What will happen to me? I'm doubting Muhammad. Now, let's continue reading. He, Muhammad, said, there is nothing called holy in Islam. False translation. Muhammad said, Ya Ubay, a message was sent to me to recite the Quran in false translation again. Stop with these English translations. A message was sent to me from Jibreel, supposedly, to recite the Quran in one harf. One harf. One letter, supposedly. Harf means letter, by the way. And I replied, make things easy for my people. So supposedly Momo and Jibreel are talking to one another, right? Ya Jibreel, I want things to make easy for my people. Bring more ahruf. One harf, one letter, exactly. That's the literal meaning, but nobody knows what it is. Remember, there are 40 different opinions about what the ahruf are. We did a live show about it, remember? Right. 40 different scholarly opinions, and not one knows what it is. Remember what this famous scholar Shanqiti said? Zarqashi said? Was it Zarqashi or Shanqiti? I can't remember. It's one of the two at least. Let's see, what was that again? Let's see. Ahruf. We go to the ahruf. Brother. What are the ahruf? Shanqiti. It was the Shanqiti himself. Shanqiti. Here's the website one more time. Here is the website. Imam al-Shanqiti admitted that nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows. Oh. Forgive me, guys. Let me shorten the URL because the URL is way too long to drop it for you. I need to shorten it. Give me a second, okay, guys? Forgive me. All right. Copy. Here's the link, the short version. the tiny URL link. I had to shorten the link. This is the link. Yeah. All right. So if we open the link, watch this. Look, a beautiful article written. Okay, an article by Abdul Aziz Al-Qari. He wrote this following article that we can use against Islam. Look what it says. Abdul Aziz Al-Qari writes in his monograph devoted to the topic called Hadith al-Ahruf al-Sab'a. 7 ahruf, the 7 letters. Again, ahruf are what? What are the ahruf? Nobody knows. And you will see that nobody knows. These are the 7 letters. Literally, they mean 7 letters. But what are they? Nobody knows. And watch. Here's the proof. Watch. I worked on researching. So Abdul Aziz Al-Qari says, I worked on researching this question for a long period of time. More than 10 years. 10 year research. Continuously. Gathering in it the paths of this hadith. So I did a lot of research. And its transmission strands. Following up the words of the scholars about it. Assiduous in giving it due prudence, diligent in making comparison and reflection, self-reflection maybe, steadfast in bearing its difficulty. You see, guys, what's the most difficult topic? Ahruf and qira'at in Islam. The most difficult topic in Islam is the ahruf and the qira'at. Okay? And overcoming the faults on its path until one day my chest grew weary because of it. So, guys, the guy had no solution, no answer. So I sought recourse after Allah the Exalted to one of our teachers. So he went to the most knowledgeable teachers of them all. And he is the author of the Adwa al-Bayan. That is Shaykh Muhammad al-Amin al-Shanqiti. Okay? He has supposedly the answer. Who? Muhammad al-Amin al-Shanqiti. Short for Al-Shanqiti. Right, guys? So I asked him, Ya Imam al-Shanqiti, Ya Shaykh al-Shanqiti. He asked him, right? So I asked him, Oh Ya Shaykh, Oh Ya Fadilat al-Shaykh, what conclusion he had reached concerning the meaning of this hadith. The meaning of what? About the ahruf. Remember the ahruf. The 7 ahruf. Supposedly the Quran came from Jibreel to Muhammad in 7 ahruf. To which he said, Imam al-Shanqiti said, the conclusion I've reached is that I don't know what it means. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Emotional damage.
One more time.
Emotional damage.
One more time.
Emotional damage. Emotional
Rob, is the button
damage.
stuck? Yes, sorry guys, the button is stuck.
Emotional damage.
Enough. Guys, in other words, any Muslim who claims that he knows what the 7 ahruf are, he's a big fat liar. Any Muslim, all Muslims on this planet, they don't know what it means. They don't know what the ahruf are. They don't know. Because why? Because Muhammad did not explain what they are. He only said all of it's Quran. Wait, what? What are ahruf? Nobody knows. Allah did not explain. Muhammad did not explain. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And guys, I'm still receiving restrictions. So that effect thing clearly is nonsense. Because I'm still receiving restrictions. And the people are not sharing the live on TikTok enough. Everybody is in doubt. Ubay is in doubt. No answers. Let me let my hands on you, Muhammad said. That was the only answer from Muhammad. Let me lay my hand on you. He struck the man's chest. The guy is terrified. He was in fear for his life, clearly. What are the 7 ahruf, Ya Rasulallah? No. No answer. Shh, don't ask that question. Ya Rasulullah, I want to know what the 7 ahruf are. You see, guys, whenever you see dialects, there's nothing called dialects in Arabic. That's a false translation by the Muslims who created here. And again, you see, guys, dialects. There's nothing called dialects, bro. It's talking about ahruf in the Arabic. Ahruf in the Arabic. Ahruf. Qira'at. Okay? There is nothing called dialects here. Nowhere does it say dialects. It says only reading. No dialects. Where's the word dialects? Can any Muslim show me the word dialect here in the Arabic? If not, why are you lying to the people in the English? You see, guys, whenever you see dialect when it comes to the Quran, it's not there. It's all false translation. Muslims need to lie. Here, again, look how many lies. 1, 2, 3. You Muslims are a bunch of liars and deceivers. Because exactly the word dialect in Arabic is lahja. Where's the word lahja? Reversing. I challenge Muslims to show me the word lahja in the Arabic here. In the Arabic. Where is this the word lahja? Where? Find me the word lahja. Where is the word lahja? You liars! Where is the word lahja? The word lahja is not there. Because that's the meaning in Arabic. Okay? Lahja. Dialect. Where's the word dialect? Where is it? Nowhere. So why you Muslims lie to the people in the English? Do you see, guys, why I always tell you, why I will always say a non-Arabic speaking Muslim is not a real Muslim. Again, a non-Arabic speaking Muslim cannot be a real Muslim. Why, Rob? Why, Rob? Why do you make that statement? Why do you say that? Because you're dependent on false translations. You don't know what the Arabic truly says. Because these are all lies in English. Lies, lies, lies. All of it. Bunch of lies. And whenever you see something between brackets, it's also a lie. Holy Prophet? You see, guys? What kind of cult Islam is? It's built on lies, on more lies, and on more scammers and frauds like Khuzaymah al-Ansari. The fraud that he was. Bearing false witness. Quran is brought to you, Muslims, from false witnesses. He was not a witness. Muhammad used a false witness to make him equal to 2 men. 3 different ayahs, as we showed you, from a fraud. So these ayahs should never been in the Quran to begin with. Frauds, liars and deceivers. That's what Islam is from. Any Muslim? We have a guest, I think. Oh. We have a guest. Hello? Hello? Oh, he left? I don't know. Nothing, no one is coming up. I accepted him, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe he raised a hand by mistake. Can happen. Any Muslim? No Muslims? Any Muslim? Why did Zayd ibn Thabit destroy the Quran, Muslims? If you disagree, come up. If you disagree that Zayd ibn Thabit did not destroy the Quran, then come up. Because today we prove that Zayd ibn Thabit completely corrupted and destroyed the Quran. Any Muslim? Any Muslim? Is there any Muslim? Any Muslim? Guys, let me do it this way. Remember, according to Muslims, we have 7 canonical readings, right? 7 ahruf are not 7 qira'at, okay? 7 ahruf are not the 7 qira'at or readings, right? 7 ahruf are not the 7 qira'at. So my following topic is 7 qira'at. The 7 canonical readings, the 7 readings. And again, do not confuse the 7 ahruf that nobody knows what they are with the 7 qira'at. So I'm talking about the 7 qira'at that were canonized much later, centuries later after Islam. For example, by Ibn Mujahid and Ibn Jazari. Okay. The 7 qira'at. Now, Rob, what are you talking about, man? Make it more clear, okay? It's not clear enough. It's not clear for us. Make it more clear, Rob. We don't understand you, Rob. Speak in a language that we understand. No problem. Don't worry. Be happy. Okay? I'll try to make it more easier for you. Okay? What I'm saying, what I'm talking about is this. Okay? Look. To give you an idea, we have here the 7 readings. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Look, by Nafi' al-Madani, Ibn Kathir al-Makki. Do not confuse him with the Mufassir Ibn Kathir. That's a different guy who came later. This is Ibn Kathir al-Makki. Okay. Number 3, Abu Amr al-Basri, Ibn Amr al-Dimashqi. 4. 5, Asim al-Kufi, Hamza al-Kufi, and you have al-Kisai al-Kufi. I want to talk about this guy here. Number 7. Number 7 in the list. I want to talk about him. What's about him, Rob? Let me show you guys that Muslims literally took the Qur'ans and canonized the Qur'ans of a faggot. He was what? He was a faggot. Rob, no way. No. You can't be serious, Rob. Yes. This guy effed his 2 students here in their anus. Did you know that? Rob, that's a very, very, very big accusation towards Al-Kisai himself. He did what to his 2 students? He effed them in their anuses. Prove it, Rob. Prove it! Proof! We need proof, Rob. Else it never happened. Al-Kisai al-Kufi graped Abu al-Harith and he graped Ad-Durri. And you see, guys, every teacher has 2 students. For example, they made the most popular reading this one, right? Awesome. And we did the live show the other day about it. You have Hafsa and you have Shu'ba. Always 1 teacher, 2 students. 1 teacher, 2 students, as you noticed. 1, 2. Now, Rob, you're going to prove it. Can you send the picture on the screen? If you just Google it, guys, Google the 7 qira'at, and you'll find it. It's not that hard to find such flowcharts or, diagrams. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the 7th. Here is another one. You can find it very easy, guys. You don't need me to send it to you. Just type in the 7 qira'at and you'll get it. You see it? So we're going to go to this guy in the bottom, Al-Kisai. And we're going to prove that he was a faggot and he was into boys. He loved Bachabazi. Now, guys, later, Ibn al-Jazari added 3 extra qira'at. So they became 10. Okay? So we have the first 7 here. Then the 3 extra flavors were added. 1, 2, 3. So they became 10. Okay? And here's another more clear one. Look, the 10 qira'at. Do you see it? So the first 7, you have the first 7. Okay? All the way down. These were the first 7 canonical readings, and later 3 extra were added. Right? Later, 3 extra readings were added. So total number of 10, to give you an idea, okay? These are the 10 qira'at. First, the first 7 were introduced, and later 3 extra were added. So we're going to talk again about this guy here, number 7, Al-Kisa al-Kufi. And he was into young little boys. Rob, you're lying. You are lying. You can't convince us that we got our Quran from a faggot. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Al-Kisa al-Kufi, number 7 on the list, was a proud member of the rainbow community. Al-Kisai was what he was. Al-Kisai al-Kufi. That's him. You see, guys, I put a beautiful rainbow flag. He was a proud member of the rainbow community. Watch. And you see, guys, this is his Quran. Look. Qira'at al-Kisai al-Kufi. Qira'at al-Kisai. So if we make it even more bigger, look. You can literally see here on top, it says Qira'at al-Kisai. Okay. Qira'at al-Kisai, the Quranic reading of al-Kisai. Not translation. We're talking about the 7 canonical readings, guys. I want you to pay attention here. Okay. Now watch. In the following book, and I hope the link is still working though, I'm not sure. I hope it's still working. I hope it's still working. This is what the Muslims said about him, not me. Okay? Watch. Not me, okay? I have nothing to do with it. I'm only reading, guys. I'm only here to read where the Quran comes from what kind of people they are. Okay? Look, in Al-Mushaf al-Uthmani wa Qira'at al-Sahaba, okay, that's the title of the book, on page 36, 35, 36. Okay, so we have here some information. Okay, page 35. Page 35. That's the page number. Okay, we scroll down. Report number 7 about Al-Kisai al-Kufi. Let me put the translation here. So we have information about him. Al-Kisai al-Kufi. That's his name. That's him. That's this guy. That's his Quran. That's him. Okay. So information about him. We go all the way down. And then on the next page, some information. Okay, some information. They said about Al-Kisai al-Kufi, he was. It literally says, Kan al-Kisai. Al-Kisai. It starts with Al-Kisai was. And then we have to go to the next page. Page 36. Page 36. 35, 36. Page 35, 36. Here in the bottom. Page 36. So if we scroll down, page 36. What does it say on the screen? He was drinking wine. He used to drink wine. He was always drunk. Nabid. The Arabic word is nabid. He was drinking wine. Shirb al-Nabid, drinking of wine. And he was the young boys. You see it? Am I the one saying it, or are you Muslims? Your scholars are admitting it. So you got your Quran? Oh, I have a comment on the screen. Forgive me, guys. So you got your Quran, the 7th qira'ah by Al-Kisai al-Kufi, from a guy who used to young boys in their anus, clearly. Ar-Rawqa. Any Arabic speaker knows what this means. This is the word here. He used to F the young boys. He was into boys. And clearly, which boys? Well, the guy is a teacher and he has students. Imagine. And here is more. Here is another book. Don't take my word for it, guys. You see, I have receipts. This is Jalaluddin al-Suyuti too, saying it about him. Watch. Here is Jalaluddin al-Suyuti. So book number 1 and here's book number 2. Can you fact check if the link is working, guys, for the book download page? Can you check? Can you check for me, admins? Check if it's still working. Is the link working, guys? If that link is not working, here's another link. I have multiple links for the same book. Here is another link. So at least one of them should work. Let's see what here. So by Bughyat al-Wuat, by volume 2 by Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, on page 163. Page what, Rob? 163. My highlight tool always crashes in the middle of the live stream. I don't know why that is, but anyway, it's okay. Page 163. At least we have a tool to work with. 163. That's the page number, guys. Page number. Okay, we scroll down. And here is the Arabic and my translation. Ibn al-Arabi said, Al-Kisai, who gave us the 7th qira'ah, that Al-Kisai, was the most knowledgeable people. Okay, at least he was very knowledgeable, brother. At least. That's the most important factor, okay? He was just and learned in the Arabic language. A reader, that's very important. And he was honest. Except. Rob, what do you mean except? Except that he was drinking wine. He was drinking wine. Hear this part. And he used to approach, i.e., oof, beep, ding dong. Is it? He did what to the boys? What is this? Is this your religion, Muslims? Are these the people that you get your Quran from? Yes. Brother, but he was knowledgeable though. And he was a good reader and he was honest. But he used to drink wine a lot. He used to consume wine. And he used to, boys, ding dong. Exactly. He was what? A drunk PDF file. And a homosexual. Drunk, proud, PDF file, homosexual. That's where you get your Quran from. So again, if we go back to the list, this is his Quran. You see it? This is the Quran of Al-Kisai. This is him. And he's number 7. You see, proud member of the rainbow community. Right? That's him. And he's number 7 on the list. He's number 7 on the list. Among the early qira'at, right? That's him. Al-Kisai from Kufa. Al-Kufi. PDF file, homosexual. Bunch of homosexuals and PDF files who gave Muslims the Quran. I didn't talk about him for a long time, by the way. Guys, I did multiple live shows and we brought what kind of people are behind the qira'at. The other day we talked about Asim, we talked about the teacher of Hafs, we talked about Hafs, but I always forget to bring this guy up. Who he is, right? What he did. Right? Unbelievable. These are the people, guys, behind the qira'at. These are the people behind the qira'at. Let's see if we can find more filth, guys. Let's see if we can find more filth. What about Khalaf? What about Khalaf? Who's Khalaf, Rob? Let me tell you something. There's another guy. Maybe you've heard of him before. The Khalaf reading. Okay. Khalaf. Qira'at Khalaf. Have you ever heard of Qira'at Khalaf, guys? Anyone? You should know him. That's number what? Number 10. The guy on number 10. See, guys? 10 Qira'at. Khalaf al-Bazzar. This guy here all the way in the bottom. So we proved that number 7 is a homosexual PDF file. And now we're going to talk about number 10. So we talked about this guy, and we're going to talk about number 10. Aywa ya ikhwan. Number 10 is now his turn. So we have his Quran. Here is how his Quran looks like. Qira'at Khalaf. The Khalaf reading. Qira'at Khalaf. What did he do, Rob? Let's see what he did. And here is information about him. You can find on many websites and whatnot. Remove the comment. Okay, forgive me. So, look what we can find. Look. According to Ibn Jazari, Khalaf, we're talking about Khalaf this time. According to Ibn Jazari, the one who added the 3 extra reading, right, guys? That's him. Much later, Ibn Jazari added the 3 extra flavors. So first you had 7, and then they became 10. That's him. That's the guy who added the 3 extra flavors, the extra 3 readings, right? He was one of the 10 readers. Do you see? 10 readers. Okay. According to Al-Aklakai, Abbas al-Duri was asked about the story related on the authority of Ahmad ibn Hanbal regarding Khalaf bin Hisham. Khalaf. He, ad-Duri, said, I did not hear directly from him, but my associates told me that they mentioned Khalaf in Ahmad ibn Hanbal's presence. So when Ahmad ibn Hanbal was there, they talked about Khalaf, and it was said that he used to drink. Khalaf himself used to say, I've performed my prayers repeatedly for 40 years, during which, in accordance with the rulings of the Kufans, so he admits that he used to drink wine. Yallah. I thought drinking wine is haram. They will flog you. They will use flip-flops on you if you drink wine. Yet the people behind the qira'at, they are proud, and they even admit that they used to drink wine. They used to F little boys. I mean, what's left? Do you see it, Muslims? You see what kind of people gave Muslims the Quran? As it's okay, he's allowed to drink wine, Rob, because, he teaches us Quran. There are some exceptions, Rob. Yeah. Exceptions, brother. These are the people who are responsible for teaching the Ummah the Qira'at. So, let us use this drunkard, guys, to bust the Quran again. You must have heard from, for example, Brother God Logic. Brother God Logic made it famous because he has a big audience, right, guys? He loves to bring up chapter 37, but guess who, for example, he learned it from us, people like me, right? We brought it to the public, nobody else. And all of these scans that you can find online are mine. I created these very early scans that you see, for example, here on the screen. They circle the internet, and I'm happy that they circle the internet. I made these. These famous slides are all originally mine. I am the disaster behind all of this. Guys, as you noticed, it's me that you're looking for, about Egypt and Egypt too, right, guys? I am the worst enemy of Islam. It's me, brother. Yeah, so I'm really happy, guys. I'm really proud that Christians are using my stuff. Right? So this is the very famous variant. Look, do you see the Khalaf guy? This is the drunkard Khalaf. This is his qira'ah. Qira'at Khalaf an Hamza. That's Khalaf. Huh? Chapter 37, ayah 12. You see it? And the Hafs version underneath. Ajibtu and Ajibta. Right? Is Allah the one who's shocked? Or is it Muhammad who's shocked? Which one? Both cannot be true. Else Muslims have to say Allah is Muhammad. Is Allah Muhammad? Muslims. If you say both qira'at are perfectly fine, then you have to admit that Allah is Muhammad. Or we have shirk going on. You have two gods. You Muslims worship two gods at least. Or maybe this is the Tawheed, the unification that they love to talk about, which means unification, right? Unification. Muslims, is this what you're talking about? Is this the Tawheed you're talking about? Allah and Muhammad are the same person? Aywa. And yeah, Brother Reversion also gave you the link. Thank you for that, Brother Reversion. So even if Rob, where you get your information from, Rob? Show us. Here, for example. This is the website that I love to use. Look. Chapter 37, ayah 12. Do you see it, guys, on the screen? Chapter 37. So I'm trying to make it big when you are comparing the qira'at, the Arabic qira'at. Chapter 37, ayah 12. بل عجبت أو بل عجبت ويسخرون. Is it عجبت or عجبت? We scroll down. Here is the Hafs version. Hafs says عجبت. عجبت. You are shocked, Muhammad. So this is about Muhammad being shocked. Here, Momo is shocked. Momo is shocked. But if we go, for example, to the Khalaf reading, we scroll down. We have to scroll all the way down, for example, to find the variant here. Khalaf. Here's the Khalaf. Allah is shocked. You see the variant with the purple, guys? Allah is shocked. Ajibtu. The first one was Ajibta. This is Ajibtu. I am shocked, Allah says. So Allah here says, I am shocked. So who is shocked? Allah or Muhammad? I or you? Exactly. I am shocked versus you are shocked. So one says, you Muhammad, you're shocked, and the enemies mock in the context. You are shocked, Muhammad, and your enemies mock. But Allah in a different qira'ah, in this case the Khalaf version, here on top, Khalaf version, the Khalaf version, right? Khalaf, qira'at Khalaf says, I, Allah, am shocked. Chapter 37, ayah 12. So what I did, guys, as you noticed, I only took screenshots and I put some details on it. And I'm happy that my screenshots became famous on the internet and everybody is using them. Glory to Christ. Glory to Christ, man, that people are using it. Now, guys, what did the early Muslims do with these variants and contradictions? Because this is clearly not only a variant, not only is this a variant, but also a huge contradiction in Islam, in the Quran. Right? Huge contradiction. Not only a variant, but it's also a huge contradiction, because who is shocked? Allah or Muhammad? Or you have to admit that Allah is Muhammad. Right? Is it Allah or is it Muhammad? Which one? Hafs? Khalaf. Khalaf Hafs. Anyway. Now let's see what the early Salaf said about this. Okay? What the early Salaf said about this. If we go to the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, watch. This is Ibn Taymiyyah. How can Allah be shocked? Exactly the version. That's another disaster. Allah is a human. Clearly Allah must be a human. I don't know. ما ندري. The book of Ibn Taymiyyah, guys. مجموع فتاوى Ibn Taymiyyah. مجموع فتاوى Ibn Taymiyyah. شيخ الإسلام Ibn Taymiyyah al-Harrani. Ibn Taymiyyah. Short for Ibn Taymiyyah. The teacher of Ibn Kathir. Let's hope for Ibn Kathir that Ibn Taymiyyah was not like Al-Kisai, who did to the young boys. Well, big chance, Rob. All right? Yeah, big chance. Yeah. Look, on page 492, page 492, and reversing, you can confirm in the chat, brother. Before Muslims say, Rob, you're lying in the translation. No, Habibi, no. We are leaving the lies for you Muslims. The lies are only reversed for you Muslims. They are for you, not for us. 492. Page 492. You see, guys, we have the receipts. What does it say, Rob, on the page? Well, this is what it says. وكان القاضي شريح. Who is القاضي شريح? Rob, who is القاضي شريح? One of the tabi'is. Okay, he was a tabi'i. What is a tabi'i, Rob? A tabi'i is a student of the Sahaba, of the companions of Muhammad, right? So the students, the successors of the Sahaba. Remember, Muhammad said the best of creation are the first three generations. So this is the second generation, okay? The student of the companions of Muhammad. Did you catch it? Okay. This is him. وكان القاضي شريح ينكر قراءة من قرأ بل عجبت ويقول إن الله لا يعجب. If translate reversion. Let's assume that Rob Christian can't translate. Reversion, you translate. What did Qadi Shuraih do, the famous tabi'i? What did he say? What did he do? What did the student, the famous student of the famous Sahaba of Muhammad, what did he do? Al-Qadi Shuraih rejected the reading that said, I was shocked. And he says, what was his reasoning reversion? Last part. And said, Allah cannot be shocked. So guys, what's going on? The early Muslims used to cherry pick. The early Muslims, the students of the Sahaba, used to apply not only their own logic, but they used to cherry pick which qira'ah was logical to them. Because how can Allah be shocked? How can Allah be shocked? Boom. So guys, they applied, listen carefully, the early Muslims applied human logic and they said, wait, I have to reject the qira'ah. We know it's an official qira'ah. We know that the qira'ah ajibtu was official, Allah saying, I am shocked, ajibtu, we know it's an official qira'ah, but I'm rejecting it because it makes Allah look like a human. Allah cannot be shocked. Else, his reason for rejecting was, brother, Allah cannot be shocked, else Allah is a human. Else Allah is a human. Allah has human attributes. Right? His reason for rejecting ajibtu, I am shocked, Allah cannot be shocked. Boom. 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 Imagine the early Muslims used to reject qira'at, ya akhwan. The early Muslims used to reject qira'at. The early Muslims used to reject ahruf. Brother, 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 brother. Did I give you the link, guys? Did I? I think I did, right? Here's the link one more time. Maybe I forgot. The link of Ibn Taymiyyah's book. This is the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, guys. Don't take my word for it. Take the words of Ibn Taymiyyah. All right. Page 492. 492, we can find the information. Any Muslim? Is there any Muslim? Is there any Muslim? Is there any Muslim who dares to come up? Yalla ya akhwan. Yalla ya akhwan. I want to learn something. You Muslims say all the qira'at are Quran. Then why are early Muslims rejecting Quran? Why are the early Muslims rejecting qira'at? Are they kuffar for rejecting the qira'at? And cherry pick which qira'ah they liked and which they didn't like? So guys, literally, Al-Qadi Shurayh rejected this qira'ah on the screen here. The one above. He rejected, Al-Qadi Shurayh, the student of the Sahaba, he rejected this qira'ah and he said Allah cannot be shocked. He said, you know what he said? He said, literally that's what he said basically. F yours, I'm not going to use it. Up yours. It makes Allah look like a human. I'm not going to worship a human. But guess what? I have a surprise. What surprise, Rob? Rob, what is your surprise? Guess whose qira'ah it is? Qira'at Khalaf was the qira'ah of Ibn Abbas. Qira'at Khalaf was the reading of the cousin of Muhammad. Ibn Abbas used to read it like this. But I, Allah, wonder while they mock. Remember, Ibn Abbas is Habr al-Ummah, Turjuman al-Quran, ya akhwan. He is the ink of the Ummah, the scholar of the Ummah. He is the translator of the Quran himself, the cousin of the Prophet. Boom! So they are rejecting Qira'at Ibn Abbas? Yes. The early Muslims used to reject the Qira'ah of Ibn Abbas? Clearly, yes. But wait, Allah, how can Allah be shocked? Well, Allah is shocked. Deal with it, Muslims. And we can find this information in many books, guys. Many books. Look, here is Tafsir al-Razi. So also we can find this being discussed in the Tafsir books. Watch. Here is the link. Don't take my words for it. You see, guys, I have the receipts. Do not accept my words for it. Just read with me. I'm not the one saying it. I'm only reading. You know, who am I? I'm only reading. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, ya akhwan. Volume 13, Tafsir al-Razi, on page 386 on top. Here, page 386. Here is the link one more time. Here is the link one more time. Page, volume 13, page 386. Ewa. Let's read. Let's read, ya akhwan. First, that the reading with the Dhamma, ajib, 2, attributes surprise to Allah. If Allah can be shocked, Allah can be shocked, yes. So the reading with the Dhamma, ajib 2, I am shocked, right? With the Dhamma means ajib 2, right guys? Ajib 2. That's with the Dhamma. That's with the Dhamma, right? Ajib 2, I am shocked. Attributes surprise to Allah the Exalted. And that's impossible. So the early Muslims used to reject the qira'ah that says Allah is shocked. Because surprise, and the reasoning is, their reasoning was, is a state that occurs with ignorance. Allah is a jahil, ibn Jahl. Allah is an ignoramus of a thing's description. And it is known that ignorance is impossible for Allah. So what happens is, guys, early Muslims used to reject, just like Qadi Shuraih. So he was not the only one. Many early Muslims used to reject early qira'at and apply their own human logic. So how can Allah be shocked? They started to doubt. In other words, guys, they almost came to blows. My Quran is better than yours. Remember why Uthman burned the qira'at and ahruf? Why did Caliph Uthman burn it? Because of this mess. Because of this on the screen. That's why he burned 6 out of the 7 ahruf. This is why Caliph Uthman burned 6 of the 7 ahruf. This is why. This is why. You see, guys? Do you see what I see? And even, guys, if you open the physical Quran, right? So that Muslims don't say, Rob, you get this information from websites. And no. Brother, open your Quran. Open the Quran. This is the Hafs version, right, guys? This is how the Hafs version looks like. Bi riwayat Hafs an Asim. So this is the Hafs version. Look, if I zoom in, reversing, you can confirm, any Arabic speaker can confirm that it says Hafs. Okay, here. Hafs an Asim. Hafs an Asim in the gold, right? So this is the Quran of Hafs an Asim. Hafs version, in other words, right? Aywa. We open the Hafs version. This is the Hafs version. Do you see it? Hafs. So if you have a Quran in your house or in your mosque, Muslims, go to page 400. So this is the physical Quran, you see, of Hafs. 446, page 446. Okay? And go to the ayah. Look. So I highlighted it. بَلْ عَجِبْتَ وَيَسْخَرُونَ. Here, Momo is shocked. Momo is shocked. This is Hafs. So I even showing you the physical copy of the Qurans, the different qira'at, right? Ajibta, remember? This one says, Ajibta. You, Muhammad, you're shocked. Now we go to the Khalaf. I also have the Khalaf. Aywa. I also have the Khalaf. Here is Mus'haf of Khalaf. Qira'at Khalaf. Look. Khalaf. That's what it says. Khalaf. Aywa. And we open the page of the Quran. Same page number, 446. page number 446. We go up. بل عجبت. Remember the first one said, Hafs said, عجبت. This one says, عجبت. You versus I. So Muhammad is shocked or Allah is shocked. عجبت means here is Allah saying, I am shocked. Allah says, I am shocked. I am surprised. You see it? عجبت. And the Dhamma here is the problem. Right? Any Muslim? Boom. You see, guys, we can even prove it from the physical copies as well. So not only websites. Unbelievable. Do you see it, Muslims? Do you see it? Hafs, عجبت. Khalaf, عجبت. Look at the word here. عجبت with the Dhamma and Fatha. Fatha, Dhamma. Fatha, Dhamma. Aywa. Any Muslim? Maybe a Muslim can tell us which Quran we should use from now on. Which Quran should we use, Muslims? Which Quran should we use? The Khalaf or the Hafs? Which one? Which one is the real Quran? If you're going to say both, then well, guess what? If Muslims, guys, will tell us this, look, if they say this, if they say both are correct, then we have two options. Option one, Allah is Muhammad. What is option two number two, Rob? Option two is we have shirk. And option number three, why the Salaf reject عجبت. I need answers. I have 3 questions. I need answers. Stuck for Allah. Stuck for Allah.
Emotional, damn it.
Me, man, they don't have a way. Because when I'm here, I come out to play, they don't have a way. Not when I'm around. Not when I'm around. Doesn't work when Rob Christian is here. You know that, right? No, you know that, right? Aywa. Any Muslim? To be honest with you guys, if you want to ask my which qira'ah should we use? Well, we should not use both. Because this guy on top, the Khalaf guy, he was a proud drinker. He was always drunk. This guy was always drunk. He was drinking wine. And Hafs was a known liar. He was a liar, thief. He was also rejected, fabricator, not to be trusted. Can go on, not to be trusted, not trustworthy. So pick your cherries, Muslim. Are you going to use the Quran of someone who's always drunk? Or are you going to use the Quran of someone who is all of this? I got you by your tail, Muslims. I got you by your tail. Are you going to use the Hafs qira'ah from Hafs, who is a known liar, a thief, rejected in hadith, known fabricator, not to be trusted? are you going to use the Quran of Khalaf and no drunkard? You see, guys, when I say something, I got all the keys. I got all the keys, guys, for this cult. If you want to go to the left, I will catch you. You go to the right, I will catch you. You go to the middle, I will still catch you. You're going to be squashed like a grape. You walk in the middle, you go to the left, you go to the right, I will catch you. And in the meantime, guys, the Muslims are all terrified. All of these little dawah bros are all terrified. I'm scared. Call. I'm not calling you, call. I'm too scared, brother. Muslims, we demand answers. And I'm sure the gullible Muslims who are listening, who don't have much knowledge about qira'at and haruf, they demand answers too. Muslims without knowledge demand answers. They are getting doubts and shubuhat. Dawah bros, call in. Mimi Hijab said, I'm not calling. Adnan Rashid says, you call. Farid response says, I'm too scared. I'm scary, bro. You see, guys? They don't want to lose face. Because they know what I will do to them. They know what I will do to them. Any Muslim? Any Muslim? Guys, what did our beloved mother Aisha say about the Quran of Uthman? Remember, the Quran of Uthman does not exist anymore. But what did Aisha say when the Quran of Uthman, after Zayd was done with it and added the 3 ayahs, remember, that should not be in the Quran to begin with, right? Remember when we showed you the list? Using false testimony, added 3 different ayahs that should not be there. When that final copy of Uthman was presented, what did our mother Aisha, what did she say? What did Aisha say about the final copy of Uthman? I demand an answer, Muslims, and you should. So should you. What did Aisha say about the final copy which Zayd created under the command of Uthman? Remember, Muhammad is dead. Abu Bakr is dead. Omar is dead. So this is we're talking about during the caliphate of Uthman. In context, right? This is the historical context. What did Aisha say when Uthman was into power and when Uthman burned 6 out of the 7 ahruf, kept 1 harf, supposedly the one in the Qurayshi tribe style, supposedly, or harf, call it whatever you want to call it. Pick your cherries, Muslims. Because nobody knows what the ahruf are, remember? Ayo. So when Aisha saw the copy that Zayd finally created, and there were 5 copies made out of that copy. 5. What did she say? Let's see what she said. Yalla. What did our mother Aisha say, Rob? That's the question that the Muslims should ask. What did Aisha say? That's the $1 million question. What did she say? She said something very, very important. Watch. If you open the book of Imam al-Suyuti, the famous collection called Al-Ithqan fi Ulum al-Quran by Jalal al-Din al-Suyuti. Jalal al-Din al-Suyuti. That's his name there, right there. Al-Hafiz, Al-Imam Al-Hafiz, Jalal al-Din al-Suyuti. Right? Who is responsible for many books. This is one of his famous books. Al-Ithqan fi Ulum al-Quran. Volume 2. Page. Let me give you the link first. Page 393. 390. 390. That's the page number. We have an authentic hadith. Look. Receipts. Ya akhwan, again with the receipts. And this is why Muslims don't like me, because I always present receipts. They hate me for it. Imagine. They hate me for reading their books. Instead of thanking me, Muslims, instead of you thanking me by showing you your books, you are hating me for it. This is the beauty of Islam, guys. They hate you for reading. Muslims hate you for reading. That's why they hate you. They will love you if you don't read. They will love you into pieces if you read and don't read. Yeah. Hypocrites. Whatever you do, it's not good. So, let's read. Let's read. We're going to read. We have an authentic chain of narration. هذا إسناد صحيح صحيح على شرط الشيخين. So this hadith is sahih. Like Bukhari and Muslim combined. The two collections, right? Bukhari and Muslim. So it's authentic like any Bukhari or any Sahih Muslim hadith. Because it says على شرط الشيخين. The two sheikhs, meaning Bukhari and Muslim. When it says as-sahih, it refers always to Bukhari. When it says as-shaykhain, Bukhari and Muslim. I explained it the last time, all right, guys? Remember? Yeah. So let's translate. We're going to translate. After the from, it says that Aisha was asked. Who? Aisha was asked. Aisha was asked about three, not one, not two, but three different ayahs. عن لحن القرآن, about the Quran, about Allah saying, قوله تعالى, إن هذان لساحران. Chapter Surah Al-Taha, ayah 63. Surah Al-Taha, ayah 63. وعن قوله تعالى, والمقيمين الصلاة والمؤتون الزكاة. Surah An-Nisa, chapter 163. 162, forgive me. Surah An-Nisa 162, which is chapter 4, 162. وعن قوله تعالى إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئون. Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, ayah 69. So they asked her about three, not one, not two, but three different verses of the Quran. All right? They asked her about three different verses of the Quran. Right? And what was her reaction? So they are repeating here her reaction. And it says, Ya ibn akhi, O son of my brother, هذا عمل الكتاب أخطأوا في الكتاب. Translate, reverse. What did Aisha say? What was Aisha's reaction? O son of my brother. That's the first part. So they are repeating what Aisha told them, right? That's the first part. O son of my brother. In other words, O nephew. You get the idea. This is the work of the scribes. This is the work of the scribes. And this part, أخطأوا في الكتاب. They made errors in the Quran of Allah. So the scribes corrupted the Quran. Sahih hadith. Sahih. The hadith is sahih. On the condition of the two sheikhs, Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim. How can scribes make mistakes in the Quran? I thought that the Quran is free from mistakes. Now we're going to, you're 10 steps ahead of me, brother Christian. Slow down. I will explain. Now, what are the mistakes, Rob? Well, very easy. Let me show you, for example, this one. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالصَّابِئُونَ. Mistake. Why mistake? Let me show you why. Here is why. If we compare the Quran, look. So Aisha said there is a mistake in chapter 5:69. This is the mistake. Grammar mistake. We're talking about grammar mistakes. Okay? Grammar. Quran contains grammar mistake, guys. According to Aisha. Okay? Grammar mistake. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالصَّابِئُونَ. So this one says صَابِئُونَ. Sabi'un. Sabi'un. Hear this word here. Okay. And this one, same. It's literally the same ayah in chapter 22, ayah 17. So 2 chapters where you can compare literally. One has no grammar mistake. The other one has a grammar mistake. The one underneath contains a perfect grammar. Okay. No issue. وَالصَّابِئِينَ. Sabi'un, sabi'in. So here, no grammar mistake. It's the same verse basically. No grammar mistake. The other one contains a grammar mistake. Sabi'un is wrong. It should be sabi'in. Sabi'in is correct. This one is correct. The one above, chapter 5:69, contains a grammar mistake. It should be wasabi'ina, not wasabi'una. You're with me, right, guys? Sorry for the comment. So take a screenshot. Chapter 5:69 contains a grammar mistake. Chapter 22, ayah 17 is literally the same ayah, same sentence, the first sentence, but the one underneath, chapter 22:17, has no grammar mistake. So the scribes, when they wrote 5:69, they, instead of writing wasabi'in, they wrote wasabi'un. Why is that? Now, this is a bit academic if you don't know Arabic, so I'll explain it anyway. Look, here is why we have a mistake in 5:69. Again, here is why we have a mistake in 5:69. What I'm showing you guys on the screen is grammar rules. We are talking about grammar rules. When a sentence starts with inna, because the ayah starts with inna, the subject ism inna is always in the accusative case, the mansub. We call it in the Arabic mansub, accusative case. So these are grammar rules, right, guys? Grammar. We're talking about literally grammar. So when the sentence started with inna, the subject ism is inna, is always and always in, according to the grammar, in the mansub. Mansub, which means the accusative. Right? When the subject, the ism is inna, is always in the accusative case, mansub. Right? Mansub. And that's why this ayah here says, look, inna alladhina, inna alladhina, inna. So this is why it should be in this form and not that form. So this is a mistake. was-sabi'un is a mistake. Right? Grammar mistake. And this is why Aisha said, look, if we go back to Aisha, right? Not me, Aisha, she said, chapter 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, ayah 69 is a mistake. That's what she said, not Rob Christian. I'm only reading. So this is the mistake, right? Chapter 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, ayah 69 contains the mistake. So let me write it on top of it. 69. That's the mistake. Right? Mistake. And this is also for Surah An-Nisa, same, and Surah Taha as well. Back to back. Right? So, to make it more clear, so here is another Quranic website that I always love to use. Look. So, 569 contains a mistake. 569 contains a mistake. It should not be was-sabi'un, it should be was-sabi'in. And that's what Aisha said in this authentic hadith. So Aisha says, hey, boys, we found a mistake in Allah's book. And that's Amal al-Kuttab. The scribes did this mistake. And they left a mistake in it. And I did a video about this, guys. I did a video about this. I've done a video about this. So, clearly, the scribe who wrote this Quran, and that would be Zayd ibn Thabit, according to the Muslims, Zayd ibn Thabit did not know grammar that well. Zayd was bad in grammar. He failed between the, as you see, the marfu', the mansoob, and the majroor, the genitive, accusative, and nominative. Confusing the grammar. Clearly, Zayd and his team did not know grammar that well during the time of Uthman. They did not know grammar that well. They were very bad in grammar during the time of Uthman. These Arabs did not know grammar. The Arabs, in the time of Uthman, the scribes, they failed the grammar. Right? Any Muslim? Any Muslim will say, Aisha doesn't know what she's talking about. Aisha made a mistake. Our mother Aisha made a mistake. Aisha made a mistake, ya akhwan. Any Muslim would dare to say that about his mother Aisha? Any Muslim would dare to say, our mother Aisha made a mistake? Any Muslim? Yalla, ya akhwan. I challenge you to come up and say live on air, our mother Aisha made a mistake. Yalla. Aisha did not know what she was talking about when she said there is a grammar mistake. All alone saying, this is the scribes' work. They made a mistake in the book of Allah. أخطأوا في الكتاب. They made a mistake in Allah's book. Yalla ya akhwan, come up. Do you agree with your mother, Muslims? Do you agree with your mother Aisha? Yes or no? Muslims, do you agree with your mother Aisha? Yes or no? Any Muslim? We don't have much Muslims today, huh? They're all fasting, guys. Feasting. As we speak, they are all feasting, guys. All of them. Mother Aisha did not mean it. It appeared in the Islamic books that Aisha said what she said. She didn't mean it, Rob. Aisha, our mother Aisha, did not mean it. She was joking. Aisha, the mother of the believers, was joking, brother. Any Muslim? Any Muslim? Ya akhwan, Aisha made mistakes. Yet Muhammad said, learn how, take your religion from her. Take your religion from Aisha, Muhammad said. Guys, how many of you here? How many Muslims know? Oh, sorry for the echo. How many Muslims know and how many Christians know? Different topic, guys. How many people know? Question. How many people know that a wife of Muhammad became an apostate? How many people know that one of the wives of Muhammad became an apostate? Muhammad must have been humiliated if he found out. Watch this, guys. Let me prove it. Let me prove it here. Watch. How many Muslims know that one of the wives of Muhammad became an apostate after his death? But first, don't forget to smash that like button. We can find a story of one of the wives of Muhammad leaving Islam in At-Tabaqat al-Kubra by Ibn Sa'ad in volume 8 on page 147. We can read, Al-Ash'ad bin Qais told Muhammad, shall I marry you a woman of beauty and lineage? Muhammad said, who? Al-Ash'ad said, my sister Qutayla. So Muhammad married her. Notice, she became the wife of Muhammad. Then her brother Al-Ash'ad left to Hadramut. Then he left the faith, i.e. Islam, when he heard that Muhammad had died. Then he sent her, meaning the wife, back to her land. And he became an apostate, and Qutayla became an apostate, and so did others as well. Later, this same ex-wife of the Prophet even married another man, Ikrama bin Abi Jahl, and Caliph Abu Bakr wanted to burn her alive, but Umar said leave her alone because she is not considered to be among Ummahat al-Mu'mineen anymore. Notice, the wife of Muhammad, Qutayla, and her brother both left Islam after the death of Muhammad, like many Muslims who left Islam, becoming apostates. Abu Bakr, as the first caliph of the Ummah, then raised the famous Ridda Wars, the Apostasy Wars, to bring back the apostates back to Islam by force or else. But wait, you know me, I can't end this video without bringing you the boom. If we go to the Quran in chapter 24, Surah An-Nur, verse 26, we can read, Al-Khabithatu lil-Khabithina wal-Khabithuna lil-Khabithat ila akhir al-ayah. Translation, corrupt women are for corrupt men, and corrupt men are for corrupt women, to the rest of the ayah. Since an apostate is considered to be a khabith in Islam, then Muhammad must be a khabith as well, according to the logic of this verse. So the conclusion is, Prophet Muhammad turns out to be a corrupt and very evil man, according to the Quran. Oh boy. Boom. Don't forget to share this video on... Remember, an apostate is called a khabith, corrupt person who is not accepting the message of Islam and Allah. So if the wife of Muhammad left Islam and became an apostate, the Quran says in chapter 24, ayah 26, corrupt women are for corrupt men and corrupt men are for corrupt women, and she is the wife of Muhammad. 1 + 1, Muhammad is a corrupt, evil man. Boom. There you go. I'm just using the Quran of Muhammad against him. Any Muslim? Qutayla left Islam. She and her brother both left Islam. And it was her brother, who said, you know what, Ya Rasulallah, I have a beautiful sister for you, brother. Shall I marry you a woman of beauty and lineage? Muhammad said, who? There is a woman who wants me? Yes, my sister. My sister. Let's get married, brother. My sister. Wife of Muhammad. Right? The wife, she became a wife, brother. And then when Muhammad died, brother, she became an apostate. She became an apostate. Imagine the wife of Muhammad, one of the wives of Muhammad left Islam. That would be humiliating. If I would be a Muslim, that would be too much. Even the wives, yes. Even the wives. And remember, last time we also proved that Aisha was a kafir, Ali was a kafir. Why? Because in Islam, you're not allowed to spill the blood of another believer. So a Muslim is not allowed to unalive another Muslim. What did Aisha do? She was responsible for the killing of 20,000, at least 20,000 Sahaba and Tabi'een. 20,000 people died because of Aisha and Ali during the Battle of the Camel. At least. Numbers even more, but... Any Muslim? Any Muslim? Unbelievable. Any Muslim? Guys, I have a question. I have a question to all of you. Chat, listen carefully, chat. You're with me, right, guys? If I say, so number one, if I say, is that you, Phil, so I'm using Phil, our admin. If I say, is that you, Phil? Or if I say, it's you, Phil, is that the same? Is this the same? Am I saying this exactly the same? Is this the same meaning? Is this the same meaning? If I say, is that you, Phil? Or is that you who is hiding behind the tree, Phil? Or if I say, hey, it's you, Phil. No, right? Guess what? We have a variant for chapter 12, ayah 19. Chapter 12, ayah 90 has a variant similar to what I just explained to you. Watch. Chapter 12. Variant, right? Very easy variant. 1290. Hafs versus the rest. One says, is it you, Joseph? Question. The other one says, it's you, Joseph, right? Right? This one says, this here. Oh, my highlight, I need to. My highlight too, bro, it's always crashing. I don't know. Maybe I should find a better one. But until now, this is what it is. So if we scroll down, guys, pay attention. Whenever you see purple, we have a variant. Okay, whenever we see purple, we have variants. Look. You see already the variants, right, guys? Popping up. Look here. Al-Bazi an Ibn Kathir. So this is Al-Bazi an Ibn Kathir. Can it even be more thinner than that, Rob? Are you creating pasta today for us? Al-Bazi an Ibn Kathir. Here it says in the Qiraat Ibn Kathir, Innaka. It's you, Joseph. Sah? Here it says, it's you. This is about the Prophet Joseph. It's you, Yusuf, Joseph. Hafs says, is that you, Joseph? So here we have an exclamation mark, basically. The other one is a question. Look, if we go to Hafs then, all the way up. This is a question. Is that you, Joseph? So if we go to the house that Muslims use, look, so you can see it with your own eyes that it's a question. Question versus a statement. It's you versus is that you, right? Different meaning. Aywa. Yeah, they say it's the same Quran. What do you mean? Look, they said, are you Yusuf? Chapter 12, ayah 90 is a question. Are you Yusuf? They said, are you Yusuf? But Qiraat ibn Kathir, if we go back to Ibn Kathir, it's you, Yusuf. Ibn Kathir. Where's Ibn Kathir? Oh, I need to scroll up. Here. The other one is a question. This is not a question. This one says, it's you, Joseph. Hey, it's you. The other one says, is it you? Question, not question. Do you see it? Any Muslim can answer? Any Muslim can explain these qira'at for me, please? One is a question and the other one is an exclamation mark. It's you, or is that you? Is it you? Is that you? It's you? Is that you? You get the idea, right, guys? And there are many like these, guys, where the meaning is totally changed. Right? Where the meaning is totally changed. So the qira'at are not same. They don't have the same meaning. We have a contradiction. Right? Contradiction. We showed you the other day. Another contradiction for chapter 11, Surah Hud, ayah 81. Okay? Again, you gotta love the qira'ah of Ibn Kathir, man. Imra'ataka versus imra'atuka. Imra'atuka versus imra'ataka. What's the difference, Rob? Well, Qira'at Ibn Kathir, so this is Ibn Kathir and this is the Hafs. Al-Bazi an Ibn Kathir and Hafs an Asim. This one has a Dhamma and this one has a Fatha. Imra'ataka, imra'atuka, imra'ataka, imra'atuka changes the entire meaning. Look, changes the entire meaning. What is the difference, Rob? Well, one says, Lot is commanded to leave with his family, so he is commanded to leave his house, excluding his wife. The other one says, including his wife. So in Qira'at Hafs, she must stay behind in the house. Here, Lot takes her with him. Oops. So did the wife stay behind Hafs? Did she stay behind to be destroyed? Or did she come with them to later be destroyed? Is she going or is she staying? Is she staying or is she going? The Muslims started to, to jump. Dirgan. How are we going to fix it? They said, well, who cares? You know what the reaction of the Muslim is, guys? You know what their reaction is? Who cares? Who cares? If she stays behind, she will be destroyed anyway. But that's not the issue. I'm not asking if she's going to be destroyed. And we know that your prophet stole it from the Old Testament. That's not the issue. The issue is the context. The context is very important. Did she stay behind? Or did she go with Lot? I don't care if she's going to be destroyed. We know that she will be eventually destroyed. That's not the point. The point is, did she stay behind? Or did she go along with the journey with them on this journey? Did she remain at home? Or did she go with her husband, Lot? Shall I stay or shall I go? What was the command? Remember, Muslims say, exactly, that's the issue, the command. Muslims say Jibreel always comes with one command. So what did Jibreel? The problem is this. What did Jibreel, alayhi salam, command Lut to do? Did Jibreel command Lut to force his wife to stay behind in her house, to be destroyed? Or did Jibreel command Lut to take his wife with him on the journey to later be destroyed? Disaster found in the differences between the qira'at in these beautiful variants. Brother, which one is it? ما ندري, we don't know. We can only try to deflect and say, well, who cares? She's going to be destroyed anyway. But that's not the problem. That's not the issue. I don't care if she's going to be destroyed. We know that she's going to be destroyed. The problem is, what did Jibreel command Lut to do? To take his wife with him or leave her behind? Muslims, I know that you Muslims always deflect. We know your mental gymnastics. We know your tarqiyah and sugarcoating and duct taping. We know that. But please, focus. Focus. Did she stay behind? Or was she taken with them? No answer. The answer is no answer. The answer is no answer. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it, man. Focus. لعلكم تعقلون. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Silence is the best answer for the Muslims in 2026. I agree. Stay silent. Don't ask questions, bro. Bro. And guys, if you notice something, did you notice something? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Why is in the Hafs version, it's chapter 11, ayah 81. And why is it an Al-Bazi an Ibn Kathir, chapter 11, ayah 80? Whoops. Another whoops. Same ayah. It's the same ayah, but the numbering system is different. How is that possible? How is that possible, brother? Brother. Same chapter, but different numbering system. Oops. Forget about it. Shove it under the dirty carpet of Islam, brother. 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 We have two disasters. One, the numbering system is different. And two, was the wife taken or did she stay behind? Whoops. Double whoops. Brother, not one waraqa, not one letter is changed, not one haraka, not one harf is changed, not one letter is changed, not one dot, not one dot is changed. Really? Yeah, right. And there are many like these, exactly, brother. So many, so many. I can do this all day, as you notice, guys. I, Rob Christian, can do this all day. All day. If we go, brother, here is another example. This one is a bit tricky. This one tricky, tricky, brother. Brother, this one is tricky. This one is very tricky, brother. Tricky one. Tricky, brother. This one is very tricky, brother. Chapter 39, take notes, guys. You're with me, right, guys? Chapter 39, ayah 42. Tricky one, brother. Tricky. If we go to the Hafs, this is the Hafs. Always the Hafs on top. Hafs on Asim, his teacher Asim. Hafs. Hafs version. Which chapter again, Rob? Which chapter? 39, ayah 42. Okay? 39, ayah 42. What's the difference, Rob? Here it says that Allah takes the souls in the Hafs version. Okay? Allah takes... Oh, too big. Hafs version says Allah takes the souls when you die. Okay? Allah takes the souls. That's the Hafs. But guess what? In the Khalaf version, we go to the Khalaf. The drunkard, remember we showed you that he was a drunk always. Khalaf version. Susi. Where's the Khalaf? Khalaf, what are you, Khalaf? Did I miss you? Here. This one says, brother, the death itself takes souls. So what are you trying to say, Rob? This is what I'm saying. Who's taking the souls? Allah or the Khalaf? Death itself takes the souls. So is it Allah or death that takes souls? Which one? One says Allah takes souls. The other one, the Khalaf version, says death takes souls. Oops. Oops. Which one, Muslims? Who's taking souls? Death itself or Allah? Allahu alam. Allah knows best. Brother. We don't know. ما ندري. This one is very tricky, but very, very, very clear. Here I took a screenshot, brother. Chapter 567. Maybe you've never seen this one before, guys. This qira'ah, in the Hafs qira'ah, Hafs from Asim, the most popular qira'ah on this planet, it says what? Risalatahu. Risalatahu. His message. If we go to qira'at Shu'ba, it's risalatihi. Risalatihi. Sorry. Risalatihi. His messages. Singular. Plural. Singular. Plural. Singular. Plural. Shu'ba from Asim. So guys, remember Asim had two students. One is Shu'ba and the other one is Hafs. the liar, the thief, Hafs, and Shaba, the other student. One says his messages, and the other one says his message. How many messages did Muhammad come from? Bring? Did Momo bring, the Prophet of Islam? One message, which should be Islam? Or did Muhammad bring messages, multiple Islams? Choose. Choose now, 10% off. Choose now, 10% off. Did Muhammad bring one message, or did he bring multiple messages? One Islam, multiple Islams. One message, multiple, plural. One, more than one. You see, guys, I told you I can do this all day. One or more. What did Allah bring down from above the 7 heavens to Muhammad? One Islam or more than one Islam? Aywa. Guys, I think we have done enough damage for one day. I want to thank you guys for being here. God bless you. Muslims, stay away from Islam. How can this be from God? How can this be from God? One message, multiple messages. Anyway, thank you for being here. I love you guys. Stay far away from Islam. Do not even think about converting to Islam. You must be a ignoramus. You must have issues to convert to Islam in 2026. And you must have issues to stay a Muslim in 2026. Or you must be an ignoramus who did not do his homework as a Muslim, who is only following what he has been told about Islam and Muhammad. It's time to do your own homework, Muslims. Stop repeating like parrots that you are. Stop staying blind and mute and deaf all your lives. It's time to do your homework. I love you guys. Jesus is Lord, and Muhammad is nothing but a fraud. God bless. Backup channel, please subscribe. Did you subscribe, guys?